I think it's time to launch
What do you
the
got,
thing that's
what do you
launching.
got over there?
Under my ass, I've got something extremely special.
You might notice that both Josh and myself, we're sitting a little different.
It was a little higher in the saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Dwight Yoakam. Little. If you're listening to this episode right this very second, right? You're listening to it live. It's a Monday. You're listening to this as it's first dropped. What has became available recently, and it could be already out of stock.
And it's only going to be available how many times? 10?
We got 10 of them made.
We get 10.
Yep.
There's
10
10
of the ones that he's sitting on.
Without further ado, we are here to announce the worldwide launch, right? Limited edition launch of the Vyper Chair Lexington Steel.
And here it is.
And the leopard print, too. We got to touch on the leopard print.
Welcome, everybody, back again. Another episode of Oil and Whiskey. This week, we have our good friends back again, running it back. The brothers Rusch.
That's right.
The Rusch brothers. Vyper, it's now just Vyper Industrial, right?
Yep.
Just
yep.
all things.
Pretty
Can't be
much.
Vyper Chair because you got
It's
like
kinda
more
just Vyper.
things.
Yeah.
Vyper. Just Vyper.
Yeah.
It's evolved.
You know. That's how this all got started. Us making fun of Brian Fuller.
It all came.
Yeah,
his
with,
Vyper
yeah, with the
video.
hissing.
With his
Yeah.
hiss.
Yeah.
Still sticks with me.
It does. Every time I see the logo, I'm like,
We'll get. He's got a group chat with me, Alex, and my dad, and we'll have random videos. Every time I see his name pop up, I'm like, it's him behind the screen hissing like a snake. 100% of the time, I'm correct.
You know he's probably doing it too.
Oh yeah.
Like what he's texting you.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Every time he sits down.
I just wish I hope I have that much energy when I'm 57 years old.
Is
like
that he's older than he looks, right?
He's an
yeah.
older dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's aged well.
He's 62, I think.
No, he's in his 50s. He's like mid
late
50s.
60s.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's closer to
He's getting
70.
old. He was 57.
Yeah, I know.
He's way older than he looks.
I know he's an older dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's looking older.
Is he really?
Yeah, in the last, I mean, seen him at we hung out with him at Bear Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just tell the age. It's just it's gotten all over his face. He's still wearing those camos and stuff, hipping it up, but
He's just
you
trying.
get close.
You're a little bitter, I think.
Yeah, I saw there's some
No, I'm not
history
bitter.
here.
I just like fucking with him. I'm not bitter at all. It's funny when you see somebody like that and you're like, yep, you're aging.
That he's mid 50s and looks mid 30s, and you're mid 40s and look mid 50s. That's
Oh, now, if you want to go there, yeah, I could be bitter about that because he looks older than me, but he doesn't look. He looks older than
You know,
me.
it's funny. He ended up on all sorts of like TV shows, and you end up on a podcast.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
Where people just listen.
He's way more. He's way more talented.
They don't have to fucking see.
He's
it,
way more
right?
talented.
He's
This
got
is
a
how we
face
start
for
the
radio.
podcast.
Yeah,
We're just gonna
I'm
roast.
just saying,
Yeah.
you know, from a cosmetic stand, the visual aspect.
Well, that
of
was
it.
where
It's
I was
like
about
a
to.
voice for radio. You know, like you got a great
face for radio.
compliment. Great fucking voice for radio.
Where I was going with that was he has a face for TV, right? People say that, oh, you got a face for TV. But you ever notice, we were talking about some movie stars and famous people earlier before we got on here. You ever notice sometimes you meet them in person and you're like, oh, I can see you're a real human, right? Without the makeup and like on the TV, you're like, you're a little older than what you appear on those car shows.
Fuller without his full face of makeup on is a little bit different looking.
Yes.
And shorter in person, typically. From
Man,
TV.
sometimes, you know, everybody's got those friends. Sometimes you just have those friends in the industry that's just fun to fuck with.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And he's one of those guys. But he's got the energy though.
Yeah, he's got a shit ton of energy.
Yeah.
I'd love to tap into that, like you said. I don't know how the fuck he does it.
Yeah, I don't know. That Scout was killer
Yeah,
when he was showing around.
it was a cool try.
Yeah.
He did well on that
Yeah.
at Barrett too.
Yeah, and they just had the big build done by him with the all the metal shaping and everything on that.
Yeah, your dad was down there for that, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
down there. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember what the car was.
It doesn't.
Crazy.
It's just. I don't think it's Cadillac. It's what he's calling it, but
Yeah, yeah.
or Lincoln.
LaSalle.
It's something that didn't exist, and
And now it does.
yeah,
Do you see the new metal shaping machine that they're using?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's wicked.
it is weird.
I think it's insane.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like if it really like has a place or not. You know,
Yeah, I've no idea.
I think everybody's trying to like even the guys building like the car.
This is where I feel it on that machine and that technology. I feel like it is right there. We've all had those precipice moments, right? Where the guy's like, those LSs, you know. I don't know if those things are going to take off, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, right? Then the internet thing, I don't need the internet and all this stuff. Then there's the beta and VHS, right? And all the beta people or Laserdisc people are like, this is the new technology. I'm telling you. Nobody will use anything except these big-ass fucking hard records to watch movies on.
Laserdisc always kind of flew under the radar. I don't know if that was ever really mainstream.
For enthusiasts, it never got mainstream. That's my point. Because people that were into it thought that was going to be the next thing, and it just didn't. So I think that's where the verge is of like, is this? I think that technology will continue to evolve. But I just think that there's things that it can't replace.
It's very cool. I think it I'll walk it back. It's got its place. I think there's some really neat things it can do. But then when you look at it, like take your dad, for example, like it shaped some panels, but then it takes your dad, who's got 20, 30 years of sheet metal shaping experience, to fine tune it on the sheet metal shaping machine that he created.
Yeah.
To fit the panel.
That's basically, inspired by a machine from the 20s and 30s to finish the panel. But it's, maybe it gets you 90% of the way there. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to.
That's kind of what he was saying too. Is that it does the kind of tedious stuff for you. It gets it started, gets it there, and then you take it and finish it. I kind of look at
it's like metal shaping AI.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's kind of like AI right now. Is you can read something and be like, AI type that.
Yeah, you're never gonna just send the email that Gemini spits out. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna like make it sound like it actually is from me, but they got me closer there.
Do you use it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, use it all the time.
Oh really? I'm nervous to use it.
Oh,
I'm so scared I'm gonna click it and then it sends the email.
You use it within the Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing.
You got to dumb it down a little bit.
It's amazing. Well, I use it both ways. I use it more incoming than outgoing.
I know you don't use it to me because your emails are usually like, yeah. Like, sure.
No, he did use it.
That's what it told me to say. He asked a stupid question. Respond with, yeah.
Just get rid of it. Just, yeah, sure.
No.
Fuck off.
I use it for incoming a lot, especially when there's what's a long email. And because it's so simple in Gmail, especially on my phone, because it's the tab right at the top. You just click it, boom, it gives you the bullet points right there. It'll even say action required. Respond by this, respond by that. It's good moving fast. You're like, oh shit, that's a long email with absolutely no substance to it. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
How much time do you guys spend responding to or deleting emails?
It's 3/4 of my day.
3/4 of my day.
Oh shit! No,
then I'm not the only one. I feel a little better about that.
I mean, that's what you aspire to be. I think it's like if you really want to reach like the pinnacle of like I've made it in the hot rod industry, like that's where you land,
right?
At a fucking desk, responding.
What's your time? What's your time frame? I do it. It's generally like 45 minutes in the morning, and then either right during lunch or right after lunch, and then again at the end of the day. I do 3 purges.
It's just like
responding to stuff is just as they come through.
It just goes through the day because everything else that you've got to do just revolves around it. If you're working on some machine parts that are getting outsourced, or you got some custom wheels being made, or you got some parts, or you got to follow up with this. It's just like everything is a goddamn email, man. It's just emails.
Then when you work with lawyers and you got their emails are different. Their emails is an email every 45 minutes. It takes you to read. They're paragraphs long.
Yeah. This guy's charging you for those.
No kidding.
You're not going to get
like
a
this.
sure email from that.
It's a $2,000
I don't even know where we're going with it. But do you remember? You're talking about like how much you're using the computer, email stuff, and all that, and how long we've been doing it, how proficient we've gotten, but how much we take for granted. Do you remember? It seemed like maybe not weeks ago, but it was 15 years ago. Like everything had to have a different application on your desktop, right? You had to have another bit of software, right, that you had to either download or buy the box of, because it was like, I'm going to take this attachment and need to convert it into this image. Or now everything's just like seamless. You don't ever have to open up anything to do anything. You've got Gmail and Excel, but before, like, oh shit, I need to download something to unzip this file, and then I need to zip this file, and I need to go reverse back the other way. I mean, just think back about 20 years ago, the amount of different boxes you'd have to go and buy and put the disc in for all these.
Because we're not doing like important or talented stuff on the computer, right? Like if you were working through like a variety of design softwares.
Well, yeah,
and
but standard stuff. Remember, like there was Microsoft Office, and then there was like the Office, Elite, and then you'd always be a some type of free download that you have to go do.
Tetris and Minesweeper.
Right.
That would allow you to do something.
And then you would download some songs off of LimeWire and wipe everything out.
Yep.
That's what
It's
you
gone.
You can get songs off LimeWire. I thought that's all you get off there.
Well, it starts with songs.
They've got songs in them, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
that's what
yeah.
it is.
So, guys, been a couple of years since you've been out here last.
Yep.
Lots of big changes. Facility is a big one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on since we were here last. It's been all gas and head down on the grindstone, building a new facility. I guess not really by our choice. Our landlord didn't want to renew our lease, so had to figure something out, right? So
They didn't like the Vyper Fest party too much.
Oh, really?
no, they did actually.
Yeah.
Our landlord came
was
there. Cool. I mean, we have obviously got it approved and everything, but like our landlord came there, and he loved the burnout pit. And like I saw him walking up, and I'm like, shit, I better go talk to him and like kind of ease him into this, not just all of a sudden, boom, he sees us tearing up his parking lot. So I kind of like walked with him and was kind of kissing his ass a little bit here. So
We'll seal coat it, seal coat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, he was loving it because there goes your security deposit.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna spend that sucker. No, but he loved it. He loved everything about it. So like, I don't think that's the reason. They just have other plans for the building. So actually, kind of forced our hand a little bit to figure out what we're gonna do. And ultimately, I think it's gonna be the best move for the brand and get our name out there more, right on a busy highway in Wisconsin. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be an epic building too. Like it's beautiful. Bayland Buildings, shout out to them. They did a great job designing it. We're gonna have our dad's airplane hanging in the lobby because
Why not?
Yeah.
why not? Airplanes. I mean, don't really have anything to do with chairs. We're not building airplanes, but
It's cool.
we're gonna hang a
It's
fucking
all art.
airplane in the lobby.
Why
So
not?
Oh, I think it's awesome that I loved being able to have y'all on when we did. It was kind of the start of our podcast and the start of your guys' really venture. And I mean the chairs were new, right? You're launching that stuff, and you're telling stories. It's like it's still us building them and all that, but now seeing the rapid growth, like it's been absolutely amazing. It seems like every week, you guys are growing exponentially. How many guys are you up to now?
48.
Yeah, 47.
Wow.
47
Was
now.
48 this morning,
We
but
had one
47.
leave.
And it fluctuates all the time.
Yeah, so.
I guess you can't come in drunk to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. I mean, maybe that's what it took.
Yeah, I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
3 o'clock on Tuesday.
It's the end of the day, though. It's different.
No, but it was honestly a pivotal point when we were here last time. It was really when the brand started to take off and the name started to get out there. So we appreciate you guys having us on.
I mean, you could draw a correlation to it.
We've
but,
done that to many big brands.
we look at
Troy Trepanier, for
right.
example.
Jesse Greening, I think. Jesse, he was like a hot rod guy from down south. Came on the podcast, dude. Next thing you know, he's winning Riddlers.
He's a brewer.
He's got a brewery.
He's got a brewery.
He's
It's
got a winery.
Diversification.
It's unbelievable the opportunities that this opens up for people.
You guys are like a launch pad.
Yeah, don't kid
More or
it.
less. More or less.
But no, it was cool. I mean, at that time, I remember just seeing like the chairs were like. I mean, your marketing was killer. You guys came out of the gate like, I'd say like wide open. I mean, and it was great. Like holy shit, dude, these chairs are badass. But I didn't know anything about you guys. I mean, I knew your dad. I think I met your dad years ago, and man, to see where it's gone in 2 years, it's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I can't think of anything that I've seen just explode like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like when you guys were in here, it was great. Like we just jived with you guys. I really enjoyed having you, and it was like, dude, these guys are gonna fucking crush it. Like
Appreciate
you just
that.
knew this
Thank you.
thing was gonna just absolutely explode. And it
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah. Our one thing we love to see is like the joy on our dad's face when he gets to be involved in the cool shit that we do too. So he loved being on the podcast. You just saw his face when we asked him to be on Oil and Whiskey, and dude, it lit up.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he loves it, and like we take him on all the trips and stuff. I mean, you got to look at it. We wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for him.
Right.
It was his idea, and I think people would be surprised how involved he still is with like the engineering side of it, coming up with new ideas and prototyping it. Like he's got a fully built out garage, pretty much our manufacturing facility up in Sturgeon Bay.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, hey, can you make a prototype for us? And he'll have a prototype of a new chair, a new product or whatever in, a week. So but he loves it. He's doing it with his kids.
He wouldn't do it any other. He wouldn't have it any
Dude,
other
it's
way.
the absolute
Yeah.
dream, man.
Yeah.
I mean, your dad's a wicked talented guy.
It is so fun too. Like, dude, you want somebody to suck down 12 beers with? You call him up anytime and he'll do it. He's just an awesome
Try to
dude.
stay away from politics, so you're gonna take a hard turn there.
He's just a good time.
I think it's really important that, obviously the quality of the product is first and foremost, right? That's what you started with, and that's what you're continuing to grow and expand upon. But so many people, that's such an important thing, right? Because you have to have the product, right? The product and continuing to improve is what ultimately will take you through the hard times. Mm-hmm. The secret little seasoning or the special sauce is the building the brand identity, right? And building the brand that not only everybody's like, oh, I've seen that brand, right? There's branding and marketing is, vague terms, right? It's like cooking, right? There's all times a way to cook, but building the one where everyone's like becomes addicted to consuming all things your brand, right? They're addicted to consuming just the media and feeling like they're a part of the inside joke where they can talk about they've seen the new video. They're watching, you jump in the fucking Corvette, the off-road Corvette, the build for that, and you're always pushing the limits. But also what that does specifically around the special limited edition drops, it becomes that collector market where it's just like, I'm such a fan of their brand, I might not need that thing,
right?
But I got to have that thing, right? Mm-hmm. Or I'll feel like I'm left out, right? Totally. And that's a secret talent that not a lot of people, not a lot of brands can do.
There's only a handful. You think about like Dixon Flannels,
for
example. Great brand, great marketing. Who would have ever thought, like 10, 15 years ago, if you told somebody that there's going to be like limited edition flannels shirts that people are going to collect, and there's going to be these drops. It's the same. Like, we're building chassis. You guys are building chairs. They're not like, I don't want to discredit anybody, but none of that stuff's like flannel shirts, chairs,
sexy,
chassis, frames. Right. It's like, it's not sexy stuff. But there's a marketing element and exclusivity about it that makes it pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Are there guys that have like showcases of just the limited edition chairs that they buy and collect them?
Yeah.
The other day, what was it? One of our customer service agents, I met with them, and she's like, hey, look this guy up, and he has, I think it was $12,000 in purchases of every single limited edition, and she reached out to him because I'm like, hey, send this guy some merch. Like, he's been a big supporter since day one.
Yeah, he's fucking hedging his bets. He's selling that shit on eBay in 4 years.
But that's what he said he's doing. He's like, yeah, I see the brand name. I see what you guys are doing. And these limited editions, I think they're going to be worth something in the future. So he's like, and he's like, he admitted, he's like, I got the money, So he's probably just buying them, keeping them in the box and storing them in the corner,
That's wild.
But actually, just similar to what you just talked about, I posted on my story the other day, is we're starting to see, you guys probably see it too, as the brand name gets out there and the product and everything, you start to see all these rip-offs or, brands try to come in and do it the cheaper way. And it hit me where it's like, there's brands and then there's a company that sells products, and they're two different things, A company that sells products is typically ripping off the brands.
They're faceless.
They're faceless. They're finding the cheapest way to do it to get mass volume, and then
no creativity,
nothing. No innovation. There's no story behind it. Where a brand is a movement. It creates emotion. It's something that, like you were mentioning, people want to get behind. They want to be a part of it. They want to, when it's Christmas, go out in the garage, and be like, hey, check out, my Roadster Shop chassis, or check out my Vyper chair. Those are the brands that are going to be around for a while. They're building this foundation, they're building this base, they're building this movement, and they're always going to be products that are ripping it off.
Right.
But they're racing to the bottom. And
it sucks when that happens because one, you guys aren't where you're at by having just with not having a warrior mentality, not having a kill the competition mentality, right? Let's go out there and let's get it. Mm-hmm. So when you see that, you're like, man, it sucks. Those guys are doing this, but it's knockoff, and you want to try to draw attention, be like, hey, there's gonna be a lot of knockoffs, but they don't do this. But at the same time, who cares, right? Let it.
Exactly. Don't give them any attention.
No attention. Over time, we've come to find, and you see it. I see it in other industries and stuff that I'm hobbies in as a consumer. I have to always relate my stuff outside of the automotive field because we've been in it for so long, and we purchase and consume automotive stuff at a different level than a normal consumer, right? So I look at things that I buy that are outside this industry and how I'm influenced by it, and how you've got those aspirational brands, right? A Vyper, a Roadster Shop, or something like that, and then you've got the lesser than. Well, those customers are split up into a couple different groups, but there's a portion of those customers that are purchasing that feel bad about it. Like they're like, I can't afford the thing I want, but somebody came around and knocked it off. Like, at least that's my only way to get that thing, right? Those guys, sooner or later, because they don't like what they've got, are going to come back around and buy the real thing, right? Then there's another portion of it that you're never going to get their money anyway, right?
They always want the cheapest.
Do you want their money though?
No.
You want their money,
Right.
Well, but if they buy,
gonna
they're going to find everything wrong with it. They're going to call you. They're going to be a pain in the ass. They're going to be emailing you in. They're going to say, hey, I paid this much for it. I expect X, Y, and Z. We get those guys all the time.
Yeah.
They're Harbor Freighters. They purchase from Harbor Freight, but they end up making a splurge. And
there should be no person ever purchasing from Harbor Freight and then purchasing from you and having a gripe about fucking anything.
but
If your thing didn't kill them, they're winning.
Do you know what they gripe about though?
Right.
So they won't gripe about the product. They'll gripe about that we're not sustainable on our packaging. That they don't have
Sustainable.
a big enough garbage to throw away the foam that comes with the packaging. We get that all the time.
Well, not as much as
It'd be much better if the sheet showed up ripped.
You're gonna have to start.
A burn barrel.
Yeah.
You need to go full blows Wendy's social media and start posting those
just
emails
have
on
it.
there. And be like,
What was
this
the one
guy.
we got the other day? If we support Tesla.
Oh yeah,
or if
so
we
got a
did
Tesla
business
logo
with
on
Tesla.
our website. This guy emails in. He's like, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to make the purchase." He starts teasing you with that like right away.
Yeah.
I'll give you money. And he's like, "But I'm not going to purchase if you have affiliation with Tesla." I see
fascist Tesla.
Yeah, fascist Elon Musk,
Right.
whatever.
Tesla,
Hitler.
yeah.
He's like, "So let me know, so then I don't support a fascist company." And I told our customer service rep, I said, "Hey, we will continue to service Tesla just as if we will continue to service him. And if he doesn't want to buy from us because Tesla's buying from us, what does that have to do with anything?"
And Tesla, it's probably about a couple of shares.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One or
So I
two
look at it
more.
this way: it's like, okay, I got Nikes on.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't mean I support sweatshops,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody has an Apple phone. Where do
you got
those
an Apple
come
phone,
from?
where does
That's-
that come from? So
yeah.
That is just the dumbest crap
Stupid.
ever. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Despite how much I disagree with something, it's like the same way, dude. There's some Nikes, I just like them. All right, I like a lot of Neil Young's music. He says some stupid shit, right? But I don't let that.
You can't hear him though when he says it.
Well, I don't let that affect. Like,
Understand
it's
him, I mean.
actors. It's like like De Niro. What the fuck? Like, he doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to make this political, but I love his movies. He's a great actor.
Yeah,
I'll just
he
keep watching.
really
Right.
just needs to keep acting.
Yeah.
He's starting to piss me the fuck off, and I've been just shut the fuck
But,
up,
dude,
old
that's-
man.
that's-
Like,
that's
you get
crazy.
close to not watching his movies.
yeah, but at the same time, as hard as I can feel about some of those things, or completely disagree, right? There's times where it's kind of like, hey, you know what? He's still a good entertain me.
Exactly.
Let me go see you do your movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie. All right,
Stick to what you're known for.
and
right?
just do
Right.
that
Just
thing.
do
But I
that.
couldn't imagine that, man. Like, what's the alternative between that chair and what's the next best thing? And
Going to
gonna
buy one
not-
that's
you're gonna
imported
not
from
buy it
somewhere that's made with
because there's a little
cheap
Tesla,
labor?
there's a little Tesla logo on there that
On his website, not even on the chair.
that they bought.
But they're
something
buying
off
from
you?
us. It's not like we're donating these
But
shares.
but at the
even
same
if we
time,
were, who cares?
I'm as shitty as it is to lose that sale. I am fully supportive of somebody that stands by their belief, and you know what? I'm not going
Exactly.
to purchase because of that. That's fine. Free market, baby.
Yeah,
Free
totally.
market, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, and if your employer is fine with it, like that's just it is what it is. Let the cards fall where they may.
I think in the beginning we probably would have.
You're gonna piss them off if they become a customer. You're gonna piss them off
yeah.
eventually
Oh, for sure.
if he got pissed off by
Yeah.
that. So
Well, I in the beginning we probably would have bent over for them because we needed the sale, and not to say we still don't and don't appreciate that sale, but we also don't want to bend over to somebody and change our beliefs or lie about our beliefs or whatever. Not even I don't even want to say beliefs. We sell fucking Tesla. Doesn't
how many
that doesn't support
out
whatever
of
we believe in.
just
at all,
in 1 month, the amount of customers that you deal with, are you telling me that you're going to be best friends with every single one of them, that you would agree on every single thing, that you would listen to the same music, that you would like the same foods, that you would have the same world point of view.
Right.
It does not fucking matter.
We're not supposed to.
You are offering a service, right? At the same time, like just what we talked about, those movie stars, right? Stick what you're doing. You guys just stick to building fucking chairs, right?
Exactly.
The guy can let him buy a chair if he wants to buy a chair. If he doesn't want to buy a chair, it's so.
The thing that's cool that I noticed though about your social media is your loyal customer and fan base, because there's a lot of people that have opinions on the cost of what you guys do,
right?
And you guys don't ever need to say anything because there's always just an onslaught of customers that come in and just like
it's the greatest feeling.
Destroy those.
So
people.
we'll have our
So many
customer
good
service
comments.
team like review ads, and like if people are being douchebags, we'll have them like hide it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there are some stuff that you got to look at this where people get pissed off about that.
I'm a sneaky snake. I love it.
But
It cracks me up.
But yeah, on ads, like we put a large amount of money behind these Facebook ads, and if you have some people commenting like rude things or being mean to the person that is in the ad,
They'll
you have
take
every
care of
right
it.
to hide that. You know, and Facebook will do their justice to hide it. Sometimes they hide it on behalf. But to your point, sometimes we'll go in, our customer service team will be like, hey, should we keep this on here? Because there's 10 comments of customers backing us up. You know, it's like, fuck yeah,
you
keep
leave
that
that
on
in
there.
there.
You know, let's create an engagement.
Dude, I will tell you, like, I'm going to give you a product idea, and this comes from experience here at the Roadster Shop. Your fans are awesome, right? But if you guys could create a fan.
Fans or fans? Fan. The fan that blows
fan,
air.
Yeah, the fan.
Okay.
Like a shop fan that was just dirt cheap, right? Absolutely dirt cheap. I'd buy a fucking semi-truck load of them immediately, because what we have
Here we go.
is
You remember you said you had 40, started the day off with 48 employees and you ended with 47?
Yeah.
We're about to break that. Let's see what we can do. Let's see.
okay, you can go to Harbor Freight.
We started out with 120.
What do you think you could purchase a fan for? Like a
Harbor Freight?
Yeah.
I don't know,
20
40
bucks.
bucks, 30
bucks.
bucks, 30
40
bucks.
bucks.
All right, so you could probably
30
get that
bucks.
used for maybe 15 on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. But we have, it's almost like they're like prison fans.
Elliot needs to put a counter up here. This is how many employees we're losing.
I'm about to walk out.
No, I'm saying this also for the benefit, the safety of our shop, because every single night when I leave here, I have to go around and I
turn the fans
turn
off?
all these off, because they are literally like homemade. I've seen things that are
We've
random,
purged a lot.
random motors with external wiring connected to something else, to some random switch, to an open extension
Some wire
cord.
nuts and electrical tape.
And then
all-
it's a fan blade or something that's from like the 60s that's zip tied together, and it's like it smells like it's burning.
I saw the front half.
Probably is.
I saw the front half of a treadmill hooked to a fan with a jack shaft.
It's not even a joke. I'm not exaggerating.
You guys got some creative people working
Yeah,
here. I'll
don't
give you
you?
that. Damn.
Just the longevity on some. We've got stuff back there that's probably from the 50s or 60s still running.
Dude, let's go.
Or just the
Westinghouse.
need, the desperateness.
Before they
It'd be
started
cool.
testing, it was actually
And a
Westinghouse.
lot of them said they don't even have switches because they're like, oh, the wiring's homemade, and so you got to track them down. You just yank
Undo the
extension
wire
cord.
nuts.
Because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
scared to death
Spin
that
them off,
that's
turn
how
the fan off.
this empire is. I'm going to walk in the morning to just a pile of rubble
Ash.
and
Yeah.
ash, because a homemade fan will have burnt down.
And you're looking
the
through your
Roadster
insurance policy,
People
like,
are gonna
please be in here, please be in
Hey,
here.
whatever happened to the Roadster Shop? Those guys were doing some cool stuff. Yeah, so there was this one dude there that like made a fan, like a homemade fan, and it just
Powered
burnt-
by a treadmill.
Yeah, it just burnt the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I keep waiting to see like actually no electricity, just like almost like the milk
Oh, you're
churning
just, like,
thing, where you're just putting and it's just a wooden blade.
If we
They
had
got
a
a water
rodent
wheel.
problem,
They
you'd
got a
get some
water wheel
rats
with a
in there.
garden hose. Well, noted. I guess we'll have to hook you guys up with some
Or it'd
fans.
be good to do. That'd be cool to have like a fan system where you could just click a button and they all turn
That's
off.
what I was going to say. Do it
You
all
know?
like a
Right.
Bluetooth where you got one master controller and shut them all
shuts
down.
the whole shit off. Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But having said that, dude, the fans are cool.
Yeah.
I
you. Yeah.
absolutely gonna get one for the home garage at some point, because it's.
I love this video. You
killer.
guys did a great job on this.
How did he film and assemble at the same time?
Oh, we got 2 videographers. Oh yeah, no shit.
That
You
is his
guys-
real hair.
So stupid.
You guys
there's-
kill it.
But that's a difference. So going back to your point is like that's the difference between brand and selling a product. And same thing with you guys. Is like, what other chassis company is renting out a fucking club in Las Vegas to throw one of the biggest parties?
Yeah.
No one. Like, dude, that's insane. That's so cool. It's the same thing with you guys. Like, it's all about brand.
You got to believe. You got to believe in your brand, and you got to love the product. You got to love the customer base, and
Totally.
You got to engage with the customer base.
Exactly.
That's the difference. Like, you got to engage with the customer base
Don't
because,
give away all the secrets.
well, but
You gotta get them
it's-
drunk too, apparently, right?
it doesn't hurt.
it definitely doesn't hurt. It definitely doesn't hurt. No, it's just it's a, like you said, it's about it's the brand or a company that sells products, right?
Right.
It's a completely different thing, and it's difficult. It gets exceedingly difficult as you grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you grow, opens up more opportunities, but as you grow and those more opportunities open, you start there's the fear of getting disconnected, right? So you have to stay connected. You have to listen to exactly what your customers are
Feeling
saying.
too big.
And feel
Yeah.
you have to have that personal connection because it doesn't matter about how big the fucking company is, and how much you love that brand. At a certain point, if you lose the personal connection, it's a difficult thing.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
we still read through customer emails.
that's what I was just gonna say is, like,
still browse.
you
We
have
both
to.
still browse through customer emails if there's ones that need
We just talked
immediate
about how many
attention,
fucking
like-
emails we got to go through a day. Yeah, There's a lot of them.
and-
But I think it's the owners having a pulse on it. So like
Yeah.
we were just talking beforehand. You guys still go to trade shows. A lot of the trade shows. Could you build out a team and have them go to it? Yeah, you definitely could. But like you guys are still keeping a pulse on the organization, and I think that's the most important thing to keep a brand moving. You ever hear the Sears story with Sears? So Sears was obviously like one of.
go right there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
there was a big tower not far away from here that is no longer Sears Tower.
Sears-
It's still
Still
the Sears
Sears
Tower.
Tower.
All
It
the way
was-
to Sears
Okay.
Tower.
They ruled the world until they didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
How quickly they fell off, and like was that because they let off the gas, or they got complacent, or they didn't continue to innovate?
It was a
There's,
race to the bottom.
a lot of exactly same thing. There is like they had the brand, and yesterday they're gone.
Yeah.
I wonder what you could attribute that to, if you like through Sears's just decline. Because that in my early years in this business, it was like, dude, I'd go to Sears like once a week. You'd go there, you'd buy fucking tools, you'd buy your Dickies pants. It was like it was a cool spot. They had everything that you needed, and then
Cost cutting, outsourcing, and the age of the internet.
Yeah,
The
internet, they did it.
Sears was caught in the crosshairs of the absolute perfect storm. They were headed the wrong direction, and then the marketplace fucking left them.
Yeah,
It's just
They didn't innovate.
No.
They didn't get online fast enough, quick
yeah.
enough, good
Then you
enough.
got Kohl's and Target that'll come and take your place, and I think that's the same thing with any product line. Is you let off the gas. There's a Vyper beginning right now, and there's a Roadster Shop beginning right now. You know, so it's like if you guys let off the gas, there's probably someone behind you that'll come in,
Right.
take some market share.
100%.
And that's with any. I truly think that's with any product. Any brand or anything like that.
Does that motivate you guys to keep going?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. We love it. Like Dylan and I love our calls. We'll see a rip off product, and right away we're on the horn. Like, dude, within an hour of like seeing a new ad launching of a competitor or something like that, and we'll have like our 2-hour rant session of like, hey, how are we gonna? The first
Stop on
15
their
minutes
fucking
is
throat.
Yeah, the first 15
what
minutes
if we
is like
kill them? Like really kill them?
Oh well, I'm not sure.
the first 15 minutes is us just like, let's sue them, let's do this, let's do that. Then the next 15 minutes is like, fuck that, dude. We're on to something bigger. We're on to something better. Like, what's the point of even giving these guys an
keep
ounce of
moving.
attention? It's like let's just keep our pedal to the metal.
They're already
Like,
behind you.
they're
already behind you,
chasing you.
yeah.
I feel like there's a level of maturity in that, like at least for us anyway. I mean,
Have we got there yet?
portions of it.
Okay, levels.
Right. Yeah, there's levels, right? You used to see stuff come up, and you get like you'd be so like emotional, and you would react.
Phil's office now. Meeting.
And now, like, I'll see an exact duplicate, like an actual scan of one of our products, and then it is like duplicated down to the fucking T. I mean, identical. And you just look at it, and you're like, nah, whatever. Like,
It's the 15th guy to try it.
It's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
It's not going to work
Right.
because it's more than just the product. Like, a lot of people could fabricate. There's a lot of phenomenal welders out there, but dude, to do it, support it, produce it, stand behind it, make it work, and do it over and over again,
You're
it's
exactly
not
right.
like there's a Vyper chair. Nobody's going to pop up overnight and just do it right to the level that you guys. It's just not going to fucking happen. So
Copying
you
it
just
is only
forget
is
about that
a
stuff.
portion of it.
Yeah,
You need-
there's so many aspects. Not to try to blow this out of proportion, but there's so many aspects of the business, especially to scale, right? And to take care of your customers like you need to at scale. There's so many aspects of the business that are mind-boggling if you want to segment them. Strictly shipping the chassis.
Yeah. So we have 4 guys involved in just crating, shipping, moving chassis around.
Yeah, just put it in a box.
Full time. That's
The
their
same.
only job.
Put it in the same box every single day, multiple boxes, multiple times a day, and make sure it gets to where it needs to get to. That in and of itself is
not only that, you know what the box needs to be, so that it doesn't get damaged. So like you didn't just all of a sudden stumble upon this box.
Right.
There's been renditions of it, and that takes time. It takes trial and error. That's what I mean. So like having a knockoff product is only the small portion of it. Like half the time they end up disappearing, like you said, the 15th person to try it.
It'll live there for a little bit, and there's always going to be a customer for it because it's always going to be cheaper, and somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
It's a life
not
cycle.
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. That's the main thing is understanding that there's a variable window of market share, right, that changes for a brand, right? And customers come in and customers come out, right? And you try to broaden that, right? But you don't chase to the bottom. You don't do that. But there's always going to be. I use the example of you talking about Nikes before, right? There's Nikes. There's 50 other really great brands of shoes now that there wasn't 25 years ago. You had like 5 brands, right? But you had brand name shoes and you had no name shoes, right? I grew up poor, right? So there's always going to be the family that has
Did
to
you
go.
just have like burlap wrapped around with baling twine wrapped around?
I just had tennis shoes, right?
Okay.
So you'd have to go.
Sandals?
No, I had shoes, motherfucker.
It was more of an age thing.
but you're always going to have, for a variety of reasons, right? And whatever. Walmart's always going to sell shoes. They always fill a gap.
We fucking bought some.
We did. We bought.
You guys ever buy you'll come back to your point, but you guys ever
go
buy
ahead.
the fucking Velcros at Walmart?
No.
No.
Oh man,
I'm not quite there yet.
we had to have talked about this on the podcast at some point.
We didn't. I was just looking at the videos a week ago that we totally dropped the ball.
We didn't do anything
So-
with that.
No.
Right now is when
Years
Elliot
ago-
put some stuff in.
Years ago in our old
When we send it to him.
our old shop, we were in this like 5,000 or 7,000 square foot shop, flat roof, and like the building was falling down, and we weren't going to put a roof on it. We were actively looking to move, and it would rain, and the whole pitch of the roof, like it had sagged, so the fucking water would just sit, and then it would get under all the corrugated fucking paneling, and it would just flood the fucking shop. So we'd come in the morning, and we got to the point where we were putting like big trash pumps and stuff up on the roof to pump the water off. But you'd come in the morning and it's just like mopping water and you're squeegeeing water. So your shoes would get soaking fucking wet. We had one day it was actually like inches thick, so inches deep. So we all went, it was far, it was like 30, 40 minutes from home. So we just went to Walmart. I gotta get some shoes or my fucking feet are gonna be like soggy all day. Picked up these Velcros, like just these black and tan Velcros. And it was a joke, but like 5 or 6 of us at the shop got them, and it just became like the uniform of the Roadster Shop. We wore it.
These are actually pretty nice.
Dude, I'd say it was like 2 years probably went by.
2-3 years. Worth
I went through like 6 pairs. It was like we'd cross strap them and stuff. We were like, it became like a funny thing.
showing off the crows.
So then we were out in Barrett Jackson. We saw you guys out there, and we're like, dude, we're all the way fucking out here. We got some time to kill. Let's rent some UTVs and go fuck around in the desert this morning. And we all realized, like, we got like fancy clothes and shit. So let's go to fucking Walmart. Dude.
Let's go.
They've got some Velcros there that we
Late
can-
night Walmart run too. Was
So we bought
best.
some cargos and some Velcros.
Some interesting monsters that are there in Walmart at a late night, huh?
But
it wasn't bad. It was
there
in
was-
Scottsdale.
It was
Oh,
disgusting.
okay, yeah,
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
but it is.
You got the worst sweatshirt,
I got a bad sweatshirt. What,
Chucky.
Yeah.
It was
Like the little
So-
serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get these outfits to go racing out in the desert. Thinking, so you're like, dude, you're out in the middle. You're not going to see anybody. We go to rent the UTVs, And this dude starts talking to us, and he gets on the conversation.
Saw my email address.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "Oh, Roadster, you guys from the Roadster Shop, dude? I just bought all this like bolt-on suspend. I'd love to get a check. So you guys are like from the Roadster Shop?
Oh, that's cool.
Nice sweatshirt, dude.
Yeah.
He's wearing a Chucky sweatshirt. He's got a Tupac sweatshirt.
No, but we
Velcro,
connected
Velcro shoes.
You got a Baja on.
I did have a nice Baja. Mine was passable though. It was like
Long
So you
story
did all the talking.
Yeah, he did actually. Long story short, there's a use. Like, you
Yes.
want to talk about imitation shoes, but those Velcros, dude, it's
Maybe there's
Well-
maybe
hell
there's
of
a
a
need
shoe.
for a Velcro shoe brand. I don't know.
Well, my point, just to wrap it up real on this topic.
I went off on a
Hey, no
tangent.
problem. It was a good segue into getting our photography because I'm
I think
telling
it's
you
gonna
what,
launch my video career.
when the fans see these crows in action, yeah, but an aspirational brand becomes aspirational from a lot of different reasons, right? From the branding of the company and what they do, but also because of life experiences of other people, right? Back to the Walmart shoe thing, right? There's people for a variety of reasons, and not talking shit on anybody, everybody's got different financial struggles, right? Shoes are a little different than chairs, but I'll bring this back home. So people are buying shoes. I remember going to school in Walmart shoes and telling myself, I will never wear Walmart shoes again when I can buy my shoes, and my kids will never go to school in Walmart shoes, right? And that made me aspire to buy the products from the aspirational brands. That's what it fucking means. It's the whole circle of life. Yeah. So it made me do things to purchase things. Now, I've gave it both my kids, a good life. Now, my son's probably going to turn it right back around because he has never had to struggle. So he's going to make poor life choices, and his kids will be going to school in Walmart shoes because that's the full circle of life. And then his kids are going to be like, man, Dad fucked up.
Do you listen to this?
So probably not. But I wish he would.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dad.
Yeah,
So
Dad.
what's the deal with some of those shoes you wear now? Then, like, if you're like trying to find like aspirational brands, is there a reason?
I don't wear. I wear two pairs of shoes. I wear Converse.
Yeah,
and running shoes.
Well, the Converse is your thing, but dude, some of those things they're out there. They're a little out there.
They're Brooks running shoes. They're fucking comfortable.
Brooks are the best.
They're a little off-putting. Would you agree?
They're gray. They're fucking gray.
Like splatter paint or something on them.
First of all,
It's too much.
In his defense, I will say some of the running shoes are a little out there in colors.
there's a
that's why I've got a thinnest glass house ever. Right?
Okay. I'm glad you took care
moving
of it.
on. Moving on. So
when it comes to footwear and loud, let's rewind all that. I wear a gray shoe that you don't like the bottom of. You have hundreds of brightly colored. Honestly, I bet your closet looks like a drag queen's closet as far as the shoes, the amount of bright colors that you have.
Yeah, it just looks like his wife's closet.
it just looks like it looks like an '80s I don't know, like an '80s Nike commercial.
Well,
You ever put a black light in there?
No, I don't
I want to do that.
You're not gonna want to do
As it came out, yeah.
oh, look at those shoes. Oh, look at that wall.
on the ceiling. Impressive.
What did you draw in it? Why is there letters?
You know me. I'm like a sea bass. I'm attracted to shiny.
You are.
Yeah. Can't help it.
A glitter shoe is something you cannot help. But back to my point, like then you've created the next generation where they're like, I've got to have the nicest. I want the best. If I've worked hard for this money for a certain reason, and I want to spend it wisely. I want to buy the thing that's going to last. I want to buy it. That's
It's the driver. It's like
but you're always going to have those guys that want it but can't afford it.
always.
That's just.
I can think of a number of things I want but can't afford.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's
Now,
like
with those things though, are you actively on social media, like
trashing them.
talking shit
Am I
about
on
it?
Ferrari's Instagram?
Yeah, I
fucking
mean, like fucking
talking shit on them.
Must be cool just because you make it.
Dude.
Just because you make in Italy, you got to charge. That
I've got so many emails I want to send to for. Let's hook up because I'm the same way.
It's funny how
There's
that
something
that
I
works.
want.
Like, there's a lot of. I appreciate all sorts of really cool things that I'll never have, and I like to look at it. I just enjoy. I can appreciate the craftsmanship. I'm happy for those that have them, but it's neat to look at, and maybe you aspire to have it or work towards it, but there's no fucking reason ever to be like that kind of money for that. I just don't see it.
Like the $50 million Wyoming ranch. That's absolutely beautiful.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
my life.
Who would pay that?
That's awesome. I fucking would for sure.
Yeah.
If I had a spare.
The
50
fucking
mil
thing
floating
we joke about it internally all the time. The words, the 3 words
Must be nice.
Must be nice. I
Must
knew
be
you-
nice.
Dude, yeah, dude.
That shit should be. I would like to slap the taste out of somebody's fucking mouth for saying.
There's another 3 words
because
that drive me insane too.
what you
Okay?
should say is.
Not my job.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
You don't have a job.
go.
That's the answer to that. Well, no longer you have a job.
Yeah,
go
now we got
hand in
46.
hand.
But instead of saying must be nice, you can just easily say I bet that's nice. Right? It's 2 totally different things.
Even
Or
still,
you
that's
just-
right in the line right there.
That's-
No.
that's
It's still right in the line.
No, I'm not. If I say I bet that's nice, that's not coveting or shade or whatever. I said I bet that is really fucking nice. That's
Okay,
a
okay,
compliment to that
More
guy.
compliment
It's
versus
a compliment
like,
to
yeah.
what that guy's doing
Right.
versus
With what
must
tone
be
you
nice.
said it.
Yeah, in like an ignorant way. Yeah.
Oh, that's the way I code things. Like
Must be nice should always be accompanied with. You shouldn't be able to get the CE out of your mouth. Before.
no. That goes for everything across the fucking board. If anybody says, "Nah, bet that must be nice," you should be absolutely shipped. Where are we taking them? El Salvador. That's where we're
Yeah,
shipping them now.
yeah.
I don't know where they are right
Fucking
now.
get the fuck out. That's not the American mentality.
Yeah, that's
whatsoever.
That's a quick way to.
Toxic.
Yeah,
Because if
make
you
me-
say
make
I
me not wanna
bet,
talk to you.
if you say I bet that's nice, what you're doing is being like, I'm going to continue to work harder. Good for him. He worked harder than me.
Yeah, the tone is pretty important with that one. I think.
100% important.
Yeah.
There's,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
but I think, and it goes. I mean, we're going deep down here, but I think the ones that covet, right, or say must be nice, right, that's a downward spiral that keeps you from ever achieving the thing that you're throwing fucking shade at the guy for having. Right?
Yeah, it's the same person
It's a
that-
block.
Yeah.
It keeps you from getting to where you're at. Now, if you're happy for that guy, or you're like, man, you don't even have to be happy for it. You can just be like, I bet he's enjoying the thing that he's doing.
I have a thought. On the bottom of these chairs, a nice little laser etched emblem that just says "It is." Riveted on, because this
Sure is
like,
nice.
I can only imagine how like a guy that grabs one of these and shows up at work with it. You know,
Must
yeah.
be
Dude
nice.
next to,
Yeah.
The dude next to him that falls off his Harbor Freight chair once a week because the caster
Must be
falls
fucking
off.
nice.
Yeah.
And he looks over. He's like, "Oh, it must be nice." Yeah, dude, it is.
It
It's
is.
fucking really nice.
It's super nice. It's-
Do you guys ever listen to Andy Frisella?
Shit. Who's
With
that?
Andy Frisella with First Form.
yes.
So he talked about it in the past too, where he would get guys where he would be driving his sports cars, and he lives in St. Louis, and he'd get the middle finger more than he would get the thumbs up on his sports car, and he kind of relates it to the people that we're talking about. Is like, yeah, it must be nice to have that nice of a car. It's like, fuck yeah, it is.
Fucking
You know?
nice.
Worked my ass off for it. You know,
Yeah.
this is the only one. I got 15 more back at home. But yeah, it's just,
Have you ever seen somebody frowning in a Ferrari?
dude, no,
No, it's,
I have not.
No.
I haven't.
until it's time for like that engine out service.
Yeah, yeah. You see the bill.
You want more
Not
beers?
nice.
Yeah, I'll take another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a crazy mentality.
It is.
and it really
But
is.
you know, to that to the point with the brand, I think that's what still drives you though, is like, you know, as brand owners, we'd be ignorant to think that, you know, if we let off the gas, that there's not going to be somebody else that comes up behind us. You know,
Yep.
so I think that's the biggest driving force is like, hey, we are where we are right now, Roadster Shop and Vyper chairs. But if both of us stop and we get comfortable,
There's someone there nipping
there's
your
some,
heels.
we
I mean-
if we can do it and we can build the team that we have, somebody else can do it too. You know, so like if we let off that gas ever so slightly, somebody else will continue
Yeah.
to drive up. You know, because we're not the smartest people. I'll tell you that. That's
No,
for sure.
dude.
You know.
I mean, that's you got
Speak for yourself.
Sorry, let me just toss you under the bus with me.
I mean, you've got to recognize that. You know, we're the same way. It's like we sit there. You're like, you're not. It's not like we're that intelligent. We just
No.
We found something that we liked, we loved, we put all the passion in the world behind it, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Because to your point, there's guys.
Thank you.
Like there's individuals. Like I mean, you look at some stuff on Instagram. There's fabricators that are just unbelievably talented. That
Right.
could do what we do better once, right? But
That's true.
It's a big undertaking. But there's also guys
Yeah.
that are pretty fucking intelligent that could could definitely make it fucking happen. And if you get off the gas,
Yeah.
You just gotta be stubborn enough to not give up.
that's it.
That's pretty much it. You don't need intel. I mean, you need street smarts.
Yeah.
I think you need a good combination of street smart, book smart, and just that unwilling grit.
Yes.
To just not give up. Like
Yeah.
Have
You think
fun
you
while
have to
we're
have
doing
book smart?
some.
Really?
I don't think so.
Some.
Fuck.
So
Sure.
It was
Speaking of, in memory of Vinny,
Talking about books.
there was
I took a picture of that. I was
Vinny's
gonna
doing all
text him.
right.
there was something that was
he's got me hooked on fucking
I was
Modelo
disappointed there was one still in the fridge that he didn't finish the fucking job.
now. He must have not known about it because there ain't a beer, especially not a Modelo, left around when he's here that he doesn't drink.
There was I can't remember what it was. I think it was a podcast or an audiobook, but there's a specific organization that wouldn't hire people in like decision making positions that had a high IQ because they would tend to overthink things. And he's like, I want people that can make a decision in the best outcome of the organization, rather than thinking of all the things that could go wrong. You know,
Yeah.
and typically those that overthink, tend to be a little bit smarter or whatever. If they do have a high IQ, they're probably overthinking or looking at all the scenarios where sometimes you got to be a little stupid with it and be like, I don't know,
Shoot from the hip.
yeah,
Boom.
fuck it,
Man, I'm your guy then.
try it, give it a shot.
Once the decision's made, then you have no choice but to get it done.
You have
Execute.
Which is, I brought that up. That is my, when we go through the what's your favorite advice thing, I brought that up probably 3 years ago that I had a guy, former boss of mine, tell me that just do something even if it's not right.
Yeah.
Because if you just sit there and you fucking look at it or, you deliberate over it, it's never going to get done. Once you make the decision, you start doing it,
Right.
you'll at least something's moving forward.
Yeah.
Right?
It's either gonna be the right decision or the wrong decision. And then if it's the wrong decision,
You'll work
you know what
towards-
not to
Well,
do.
that's-
You'll work towards the right one. Like,
Exactly.
it's pretty quickly going
That goes
rear its head.
to
You're like,
like my version of that advice is always my biggest thing has always been
Don't
do,
put that there.
do what you say and say what you're gonna do, right? Do what you're gonna say. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well said.
Say what you're gonna do and do
Yeah.
what you say.
Bob,
and,
those are Bob Dylan lyrics. right
and
there.
that's I don't know. My granddad always told me it might have been Bob, but the part of that, like again, because I'm not really super smart, right? Nobody's ever accused me of like that dude's got a fucking high IQ.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, like, it's-
I was gonna
Right.
say this. Somebody's gonna chime in here.
accuse me a lot of things, but it's not
Being
being
smart,
too smart.
yeah.
Never one of them. But if you like are in the moment and you say I'm going to do that, right? You have to do it, right? That's the code I live by. I have to fucking do it. Now I don't have any fucking choice. I've got to figure out how
the
to
fuck
do
out.
the thing that we said we're going to do,
Yeah.
right? And that's just there's no back to again spinning it back to Poteet. It's not the fact that I want to tell everybody that I did it. It's the fact that I don't want anybody to tell me that I didn't do it, right? It's not not the win.
Yeah.
It's nobody can. I don't want anybody. I don't want the loss. I'm fucking terrified of not being able to accomplish the thing that I said we're going to do. And I think that goes into to business as well. It's not, it's not a crippling or unhealthy fear. It's the fact of if you say you're going to go out and do something, either do it or don't open your fucking mouth. Don't say you're going to do something that's just talk. Mm-hmm. If you say it and you've wrote it down, right, and it's in the air and everybody heard it, there is nothing that can stop you from doing it at all costs, whatever it is.
Yeah, honestly,
And then you've got the higher IQ, right? The Phil that's like, right?
Damn.
It's like you two.
Take that.
Damn, let's
Take
go.
that.
Yeah,
two-
take that
It's
in.
coming backwards here.
No, you-
Wait, yeah.
You two idiots. You are stupid.
You can't build bunk beds. We don't have any tools to
There's-
Dude,
Airbnb.
it turns out he was
Dude.
right on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you got to think something's true a little bit more than impulsive reaction.
I
We-
remember that from
Yeah.
the last podcast.
Well, that's
Now,
the last
sometimes.
one,
hey,
too.
Sometimes you.
In
fail.
our defense,
Look what
Close.
happened.
we could have built the bunk beds. We would have had to utilize some of the owner's things, and they would have been those things anymore. There was a couple pieces of
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah, you would have had to.
You needed to build
And
a
there
Couple
were-
sacrificial lambs.
Yes,
in
but
there.
we could have built bunk beds, but the smarter person said, "Hey, there's a security deposit."
Yeah, there would have been an issue with that.
Right.
But
You
you saw how it worked out in the movie.
But the
right?
bunk beds would have been built.
You're
and
just
they would have been
overthinking
They'd
it
have
a
been
little too much.
They would have been the best bunk beds that you ever seen.
How defeated were they when you told them that? Like, stop it.
It's fairly defeating
Yeah.
because we
It
both
was-
have-
it was like
you
the
took the
perfect
wind out of
song.
their
It
sails.
was the perfect timing because they had just hit a wall and they weren't sure where to go next.
the thing
There was
about
two
it is-
angles-
is-
there was two angles that didn't
it
match.
It started as a joke, but then the natural competitive
It was we both looked at me like,
personality and the desire to always get the job done.
and to show Phil that we built bunk beds.
It
in there.
literally got to a point where we're sitting there and like, it got serious. We're like,
If you flip this one around, and we
you're
do
like
this, take the
you're
mattresses
looking
off.
around, yeah.
There's a mason jar of screws in the basement. You can.
I think the. Go ahead.
Did
So-
you guys have Velcro Walmart shoes on when you guys?
Not
No, not this
No,
time.
okay.
Different Scottsdale trip.
That would be epic though. Then you would have had to build the bunk beds. That
So,
would have been
did you determine who was going to be on the bottom bed?
And we never did.
No.
We were so focused on the task at hand.
We probably would have both slept on the bottom, but just built the bunk beds.
Dude, I think when you look at the hot rod industry as a whole, though, I think that's something that's not the bunk beds, but the like diving in and then just like it just not thinking it through too much and then having to figure it out is what drives the whole industry. Because when you're looking at a car and you're like, I'm gonna cut the fucking roof off of it, or I'm gonna just cut 2 inches out of the center of this car. I'm gonna wedge cut it. I'm gonna shorten it. I'm gonna do this. It's never that calculated of a decision. You have to just commit to doing it, and then you figure it out.
Figure it out.
You
I
dive
just cut
in.
my car in half, so
Right.
got to make it look good
Yeah,
now.
you're not going to throw it out. Like you
Right.
have to get it done. You figure it out.
yeah. But
I mean, that's all engineering is. In the end of the day, it's just overcoming problems. It's just smarter people
Yeah, they
overcoming
just-
the problems.
They do it on a very a higher intellectual level.
Correct,
It
but
is.
there's a thing that needs to be done. Let's figure out the
Correct.
ways to get it done.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like there's one thing that you guys crush in the hot rod and fabrication industry. Is,
Just one. Sorry.
Yeah, the only one I can think of right now. Your guys' branding is phenomenal, and I think that's where I think it's the biggest opportunity for a lot of hot rod brands out there. Is usually the branding is really just blah. You know, it's boring. The websites are kind of shit. The social media, the logo, and everything, just because it doesn't really vibe together. And I think you guys do a spectacular job
Thanks, man.
with that. So like anybody in that hot rod industry, hire someone that understands brand and that can design your website and design your logo and help you with social media and stuff like that, because that can, I mean, you guys saw, we were just talking that, you know, a lot of your business comes from social media.
Yeah.
And you got to get that tapped in.
I think it's super important. I think at the same time, there's a lot of shops, manufacturers, small time. I mean, especially this entire industry is made up of mostly mom and pops, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't have the budget or, you know, the need for a full time brand
Or the care.
builder or the now. That's where I'm getting at is you don't have to. It's not a necessity, right? At starting out to build, you know, to hire a brand manager and go through a bunch of design executives and try to craft an entire lookbook for your brand. I think the biggest problem is most people are afraid. It's fear. It's afraid of what a group or an audience is going to think. Like, oh, if I do this color, then it's going to segment me from this. And do what the fuck you believe in or what you think looks good and go fucking hard on it. Mm-hmm. Go all the way in. Don't tiptoe into it.
It could go one or two ways.
But it's your if
But at least it's your direction.
right.
Three words for that then is go balls deep.
Oh yeah, go now.
All the way.
I would
Right? If we're doing three word analogies, that's a good one for that one. Yeah, I mean, might as well.
self-awareness comes into that too. I would assume that, you know, if say you started your first hot rod shop, right? And you're 22 years old, right? And you're coming up with a name and you're coming up with a logo, right?
Yeah.
Self-awareness, right? But by the time you're 21 or 22 years old, I'm sure your life experiences, people have either told you one of two things or a variety of. Like, you're super creative. You have so many good ideas. You can sketch. You've got this. Or they've said, you're a great fabricator. You can build cars. You can do this, right? And they've never told you how creative you are. If they've never told you how creative you are and you can't draw and you're coming up with a name, first of all, if you're putting K's and Z's where they don't belong,
Careful.
right? K's and Z's, right? Now
the world has changed. That K's and Z's, I feel like, are like,
it gave you an edge back
I feel
then.
like they're like Mike's, Jason's, and like that was popular at one point. And it was fine. It's just now there's like, you know, Dylan's and Caleb's, like the
Cheyennes.
Things have just changed. You know, so people, it's just different. It was everything had some sort of custom in it. Like that's what we do. It's a custom shop.
It is.
You go back to its inception. You know, Barris Customs, Winfield's Customs, right? It's
nothing wrong with
real.
customs. I think that my point was maybe do a little bit of market research. You know, dig out there and be like,
Figure out who you're going to be selling to.
who am I selling to?
Align yourself
What are
with
my
that.
competitors in the market? What's going on? You know, there's a time of being like different, and we could be different by having, you know, a purple unicorn as the Roadster Shop's mascot.
Well,
you know, that would be different,
yeah. Let me jump.
but it might not hit with our core demo.
Let me jump in because a great example, like you guys, dude. I'm looking at your hat, Vyper with a Y. Okay, just Vyper. It's more like Google or Uber that you guys could have been like crazy custom chairs with a Z.
All right. Yeah.
That would have been a massacre for your company. That
Bad
you guys,
Dudes Chairs with a Z. Dudes. D-U-D-E-Z. Bad Dudes Chairs. B-A-D-D.
You wouldn't be where you're at now.
That's got a new company.
Because you've branded
Bad
it.
dudes.
It's kind of universal. Like it doesn't really. I mean, you told us the meaning of it, but essentially it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just a good logo. It's a word. It's something to build a brand around.
It's a brand.
Yeah.
It's a
and
brand.
it works really well.
You'd be surprised on a lot of how many people think it's VIPR. So like even when you're over the phone with customers or whatever it is, or you're at a trade show, you know, be like, yeah, Vyper Industrial, be like, okay, VY, it's Vyper with a Y, you know. If that
You know
was
what you
one-
should tell them? The why is for you because the customer is the center of our business.
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
You stole that from
was that
someone.
Gemini?
No, I just fucking came up with it.
Gemini email?
Who? No,
Gemini.
I just came up with it. Dude, I'm stupid.
That sounds like a
And
that sounds like a Strand
And you
Strand
see-
Mountain
'cause
Oakton. Was that the firm from Wolf of Wall Street? Strand Mountain Oakton.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Why stands for you because you're at the center of our business.
I like it.
And for you to say that you got a low IQ, I don't believe that.
I do.
That's
I do.
great.
It's just a low IQ.
No, you just didn't do
Above
good on-
average bullshit meter or bullshit level. I don't know what they measure that in.
That should be a good scale.
A BS. Yeah.
BS.
I've got a larger BS than I do an IQ.
Yeah.
Didn't do well in standardized testing.
I did okay on standardized testing because I could bullshit my
bullshit
way
his way
into getting
through
the good grades. I wasn't smart, but I could work the system. Standardized testing was so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you cheated the system, it was so easy.
The system was easy.
The system was easy to
How'd you
cheat.
cheat it? What was your technique?
They did them on
did.
3 different days.
What they like Scantrons?
Yeah, you did abba dabba all the way down.
Most
What?
common.
I never heard of that one. What's that?
Yeah, it's
You guys are
yeah.
probably too young for the Scantron test.
No, we did Scantrons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
number two
A,
pencils.
B, B, D,
Yeah.
A, B, A. Yeah.
And there was a certain percentage of that you
Oh.
would just.
And they were mostly
Interesting.
the higher percentage was C as well, right? I believe.
I don't know. I just took the loss. Like,
I got.
It was done in 5 minutes. Though.
Yeah.
Everyone else is in there for hours.
yeah, I just went.
The ones that threw you for a loop are all the above or none of the above.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Do you think we should do an oil and whiskey?
Scantron.
No, I think we should do an IQ test.
Yes.
Maybe we'll pick out like the top 10 guests and we'll 3 do it.
You think, what's that going to
What-
accomplish?
I don't know. We'll see.
We should do that.
You
too.
never know what's going to happen.
I
All
would.
right, now we're down to 44.
No,
There's
I tell
gotta
you what,
be-
Here's what. Let me go. We need to do that test, but it needs to be a common sense test. Like we need to go through all the things that we've experienced, right?
Okay.
When you're exiting a plane, do you like stand right up and grab your luggage and just
You do not.
right? Do you B? Do you wait in your seat until the aisle clears? You know, like
Now, what do you do if a guy runs his fucking bag down your leg?
you utter under your breath. Well, just loud enough for him to hear. Fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
And
Turns out mid 50-year-old men. That's-
That could be an answer to the question too.
Yeah.
You voice under your breath.
I've been on this earth for 46 years.
Josh got scolded.
I never knew that the most offensive thing that you could ever call a mid 50s successful white man that plays golf 3 times a week a cocksucker. Man, that goes over worse than anything I've ever dealt with in my life. Bad. Wow. He turns out he didn't like it.
What's the story?
Yeah,
We gotta hear the
he
story.
didn't like
it. We need some context behind it.
Plane deboarding. It was kind of a long thing, but leaving Kansas City last week, get on the plane.
Oh, this is recent.
Sitting. Oh yeah, it was last week.
It
Yeah, it was
happens every time he travels.
So it's a fresh wound. Yeah.
No, there's a story for every travel.
Yes.
But there's not an altercation for every travel.
Just most of them.
No.
70%.
No.
That's passing.
Altercations?
A lot of times the people are too
Yes.
appalled to get
I'd
involved
say
with an altercation.
70% of the travels there's an altercation.
No,
between
absolutely not.
security line and the boarding and deboarding process.
An altercation with me?
Yes.
No.
Rental car.
Not
No.
saying it's your
20%. 20%.
I disagree
20%.
with that.
There's a story for 100% of them. It's 20% altercation level.
Okay.
Anyway, flying out, get on the plane, sitting there, not paying attention to really much of what's going on. But there's a guy that's now, it's boarding process, right? There's a guy that stopped. And you kind of notice that the guy's standing there, right? You're like, there's no line, right?
Right there.
So he's trying to get attention to this guy that's sitting across the aisle from me. The guy's asleep, out, right? This is boarding. He's completely out. No problem. He fell asleep. Guy's being nice, being gentle. Finally, he gets the guy awake. After like 3 minutes, the guy gets awake. He gets into his seat. No problem. Whatever. Take off. We fly. We land in Chicago. Land in Chicago. No problem. When at boarding, we are pro flyers, right? We
get efficiency rate.
The whole thing is to try. It's like be like water, Bruce Lee,
To
right?
spend as
Flow.
little amount of time on an airplane or in an airport. as
And
possible.
or inconveniencing anybody around you.
yes,
That too.
you need to be like Gray Man. Like nobody needs to even know that you existed on that plane. You just flow like water, fast, in, out, nothing, right? You know what? I've got to really pee. However, that would inconvenience the person that's next to me. I can hold it, right? I'll pee when I land, no problem. Slow, fast, flow. So, at boarding, unfortunately, the overhead above my seat was full. I had to go the seat behind me, not far, right? I will leave my luggage at an airport if I have to go more than 2 rows far back.
That's the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. Just I'll sit on a
I'll buy new
4-hour
clothes.
flight.
You know what? I don't need anything
thinking
that's in
about
there. Leave it.
Because then you deboard, you're like, yeah, that one.
Yeah, fuck that. Absolutely fuck that.
The whole time
No.
I'm thinking about that reaction time. Like for 4 hours, you could fly to California. I'm thinking about like, okay,
If I do this, I go with my left.
gonna go.
If I do that,
Yeah.
she's got a baby. She won't be in my way. He looks like he's going to fast. I can
I'm gonna
elbow
reach
here.
back. I'm gonna
I
put
can
my
go
arm
over
here. I'm gonna
that.
pivot.
Yeah.
Stiff arm the baby.
Right. So, great lead in. So I'm thinking that the whole way. I'm like, fuck, it's right behind me the thing. And we are very anti fast unbuckler stand-ups. There's no need in it.
But that's your only option right now.
It's my only option.
It's your only option.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that the majority of the population, for whatever reason, the second the ding ding goes off, right? When they have to get up. Like they've been
All the seatbelts.
they could have gotten up for the last 2 hours and walked the fuck around if their knees were locked up, right? But the second that it says get up, they want to win. I'm the first up.
Another fun game, side note, we used to do this all the time, is before the dinger goes off, you really loudly uncrack your seatbelt and see how many
Everybody
copy?
thinks does it. It's like the go with the green arrow.
Yeah.
So we stop. I'm hopping up because what I'm going to do is I'm not going to inconvenience the people that are behind me by me having to get. So I'm going to hop up, grab my bag, throw it in my seat. So, ding ding. I mean, smooth.
They're already
right?
standing there.
No. I'm fast, super fast. I mean, I've ran this drill, right? This is pro level, right? This is Tom Brady going back to fucking the combine, right? This is whoosh, up. I mean, a flick of the wrist, the door comes open. I grab my bag. I come around. As I'm coming around, Sleepy Pants that was next to me is already up, right? And getting, this is what starts the process. He's getting multiple things out of the overhead from left and right.
In different compartments, yeah.
So I'm coming around, and now he's in my way, right? So I come down with the bag. I'm one seat behind, right? My laptop bag is in my seat, right? So I'm like, I'm a seat behind, no problem doing this. But now I'm watching, right? he's getting a jacket out first, putting it in his seat.
Taking his jolly time.
Then he's getting a backpack. Then he's getting a backpack out of the overhead, right? Putting in his seat. Then he turns across the aisle above my seat and gets his
One of those guys.
suitcase out. Now I'm like, 2 overheads, motherfucker. Nope. We don't break the rules like that. That's the reason I'm in the position. You right now are inconvenienced me twice. This is the second time you've inconvenienced the guy next to you by falling asleep before we got in the air. Now you're inconveniencing me. The first time because I had to go back here. Now I'm behind you because of you, and I'm still waiting on you. Okay, no problem. So I'm just mentally, I'm like, man. He comes down with the big bag, and instead of going in front of him, he thinks it's best to put it behind him. What's behind him? Me. So he comes down from my chest to my toe with this bag and just drags it down me. I'm like, motherfucker, right? So I'm thinking that. But the thing that comes out loud, low level, it's like, fucking cocksucker. So I say that. He's got earphones in, earbuds, right? He took 30 seconds of shaking and knocking to wake up when he was fully asleep. So uttering of cocksucker when he's got earbuds.
A split second of
fucking rang like a bell through the air.
That like he's never heard that word before. I mean, a swift turnaround and remove when you see somebody remove the earbuds. Now it's time to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Excuse me. I'm like, well, if you must know, I called you a cocksucker because
hey, we just talked about committing to it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
to it.
I said it. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
because he could have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That must be that guy. Yeah, I don't know.
So I thought that was going to be like altercation thing, right? But it turned into like complete and utter appalled. Why would you ever say such a horrible and vile thing?
Wow.
I was like, well, you've had for the last hour and a half 0 spatial awareness. The guy that tried to sit next to you, you were asleep before we got in the fucking plane.
I've watched you explaining this to him?
Oh, I had to then because he wanted to know why. Don't ask me a question if you don't know the answer, right? He wanted to know why.
Loudspeaker. He's saying this over the phone.
With this, like the sheet, we haven't even like the Skyway hasn't even attached yet, right? We're all standing there huddled. We're this close to each other. And so I'm like, you were asleep 30 seconds on the boarding. This guy had to knock on you for a minute and a half to get in his seat. Now, I couldn't put my bag where it belongs because you have 2 bags in the overhead. Then you hit me with your bag and make me wait with your big fat ass, and you want to ask me why I called you a cocksucker? That should explain it all, right? And just it's still everything.
With the utmost respect.
Everything I said,
With all due respect.
everything I said went over his head, and all he was hung on was the cocksucker part.
Was
right?
the other dude like, yeah, fuck yeah?
No, he's fucking around with his little satchel and stuff like that. It's Friday afternoon flight. Everybody's ready to get back home, and he's just like literally. The guy's got to be 55 years old. He's never heard. I could have been a 3-headed cat, and he would have been less surprised. He was fucking floored.
It can't be the first time he's been called
It can't
a
be.
cocksucker.
No, especially with that action. He's been a cocksucker for a long time. There's telling me there's
Maybe he hasn't been called it.
Or when you get, what do they say? When you get defensible at something,
it's
kind of means you are.
It was borderline homophobic how bad he was upset about that.
The thing is you've done the world a great justice because I promise you that's going to resonate. That's going to stick with him. That's going to resonate. And next time he gets on the plane, he's gonna reach up to that overhead, and then he's gonna be like, I think I'll just wear my jacket.
Yeah, dude, he literally is gonna think of you every time he
will.
I'm not.
That's pretty hopeful.
And
he's not gonna be like,
or he's gonna be like, fuck that guy. He's gonna.
I'll put 3 bags in overhead.
Josh has had a couple of plane victories.
Yeah, so you
he got somebody to stop using speakerphone, and he got a round of applause from several people around.
Yeah.
Oh, we did get a round of applause.
Yeah, that's.
No, it's unacceptable. First of all, as a human being,
psychopaths.
Yeah,
you're a psychopath.
Yeah, this dude. Yeah,
That's ballsy going up to a dude that's using a speakerphone on an airplane because
he went 25 seconds longer in a 30-second total watching an episode of something on his tablet behind me with 0 headphones just on speaker. Like, you know what? we're just gonna watch a television show. That ain't gonna happen. But we called it. Well, it was 2023, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
The year of 2023 was the year of reckoning, right? And instead of dealing with an inconvenience and the majority of the people dealing with one person's inconvenience, somebody needs to call it out, right? Somebody needs to teach this person.
Of why,
it was a great example.
Why it was so beneficial. Multiple people applauded.
Yeah.
For it. People.
All I said was, excuse me, sir, please.
Yeah.
Is that how it sounded in your head?
That's how it sounded.
You had a
You had a lot
reflection
of
of this
wins.
event?
Like,
Real life, it was turn your fucking speakerphone off.
I saw that the one.
I think it was
more vulgar than that.
I think it was
Yeah, that's usually what they open with. The one, but sometimes you can do it without using any words. Like you made that nice lady put her laptop away without using any words. It was strictly actions.
Wow.
So,
That's a death
No,
look there.
this isn't a win.
There she is.
This isn't
just
a win.
Sitting right next to Josh in first class, I believe.
This is my worst.
And
This is my
she's
worst
just-
loss in
she's just
life
Diligently,
because I don't like the inconvenience.
dead silent, nice, just diligently working away on her laptop. And Josh decides out of nowhere just to have like a small, I don't know, if it was like a seizure or something, but it was just like a.
I slid. I
And
slid out.
tosses his ginger ale all over
No,
her from
no.
like.
It was
Little
no
bit turbulence?
You've missed it. It's worse than what you're saying.
Okay.
It's 100% worse than what you're saying. So
Rarely does he give you the
this
the
was
benefit of the doubt.
a 4.5 hour flight, right? And unfortunately, you know what?
7 minutes in.
It's a lot of times we're
So it felt like
Still
a 10
boarding.
hour
we're
flight.
we're 3 hours into the flight, and I don't like to inconvenience anybody. I'm on the aisle. I always sit on the aisle, right? And I'm like, I gotta fucking pee. Right? I wouldn't pee. He gets up and pees. I'm like, well, motherfucker, if he gets up and pee, I can pee, right? He got up and peed.
Isn't
No
the
big
whole
deal.
point? Isn't the whole point of being in the
Dude,
in the
I
aisle
almost
seat?
never. I can't remember ever
You
using it.
you got up and peed,
Okay.
right? So it opened the window. Now I'm like, all right, well, I've got to fucking pee. I'm on the aisle. I can get up and pee. So I've got the tray, right? It's a fold over tray from the left side, right? And it
I don't
kinda-
know. I never sit in first class.
All right.
Yeah, but
So the
You
tray.
guys have trays? We don't have them back at a
It's
point.
a big departure from those burlap shoes.
it's quite the departure. So there's a water bottle that is laid down. I've got a water bottle that's laid down specifically not to become an inconvenience midair. A bottle of water laid down the thing. So I get up, and instead of having to fold over everything like that, I'm just going to slide past my folding tray. Unfortunately, a little bit of tray lifted. My water bottle rolled right across the
ginger ale.
across the armrest into her freshly poured brand new ginger ale on her tray that almost like I don't know what the actual bowling term is, but if you can like
nuclear bomb.
when you can
explosion.
pick up a spare from like a 6 and an 11 or whatever, and the fucking pins go everywhere. That's what her ice and ginger ale and glass and all the ginger ale did on her and her. She was obviously going to a business meeting and her laptop. Absolutely. Now, because I
PowerPoint up that she's supposed to present.
it was dude, it was on 3 rows back. It was on the roof.
So
it was
there's
on
some
everything.
Force there, like that's just
It-
not a little
well,
subtle
this
lift up.
this
Like that's
this
aggressive.
bottle this bottle of life water got some speed, right? It had some momentum, right? It was a fucking disaster. Well, instantly, I'm like, I don't want to be the guy. So the best thing I can do is just vacate the premises. I'm on my way to the bathroom, so just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, bail.
By the time I get back, it'll all be fine. I'm
The stewardess is over there.
There's a hazmat crew.
I
It
was,
was-
dying laughing.
Pilot
So,
comes on. We have to land her.
I'm in
to
the
emergency.
so I go, I pee, and coming out, I'm like, man. So Jeremy's sitting across the aisle from me, and obviously the lady that's soaking wet in ginger ale is sitting next to me, and I'm in there, and I get finished peeing. I'm like, man, what are the rules on landing while you're in the bathroom? Because there's two people I do not want to see: the soaking wet lady and Jeremy, that's going to be dying fucking
laughing
laughing
right
because this is a loss. Because all I could just tell him is like, yes, 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 yes. So finally, I come out of the thing, and then at that point, when I come out, I'm like, you know what I could do? I could probably bring something back to help, right? So I grab a thing of napkins right there, and this little stewardess had it. And so now I look like I'm the hero, right? I mean, I've been gone for
ginger ale?
3 minutes, right?
Or it looks like you do.
And so I come back and I'm like, I am so sorry, right? And now, but I'm saying so sorry, I'm laughing too because he's laughing. So I can't stop laughing. So I look very insincere about saying that. She's soaking wet.
She was distraught, dude. It was terrible.
Yeah. It was a loss. Big loss. I'll admit when I take a loss.
So you weren't a fucking cocksucker? That she didn't.
She never said that. No.
Oh.
But if she would have said that, I'd been like, you know what? In this moment, you're 100% right. That was a cocksucker move. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
God, that sucked.
I think it should be a new segment.
What's
Josh's travels?
I believe it should.
I mean,
There's some things we can't talk about.
You say 20%. So I mean, if you travel 100 times in a year, I mean, it's 20 incidents.
It's a lot.
No, I would go with 20 incidents a year. Yes, that's a valid.
number.
Yeah, but he only travels 20 times a year, so it's
Yeah.
100%.
No,
I still disagree with the percentage, but I enjoy it.
there's no reason for somebody to get away with the things that the entire civilization is letting them get away with.
What do you guys do when plane lands?
Yep.
Just lands, and you're getting to your terminal, and you got that guy that's in 31C, you know.
Oh,
and
Are you trying to cut? Trying to cut in line? Ain't no cutting in line.
Darts.
No,
Darts
buddy.
up.
No.
What do you
If
do?
you wanted to get off that fast, you should have bought a ticket at the front of the fucking plane.
But
No.
he's got a connecting flight.
yeah, he's got a connected flight, just like everybody else on the plane.
Yeah.
You know,
I have no compassion.
That's one of my
for
biggest
that
pet
because
peeves.
I call shenanigans on that. I don't believe that those people getting up and running. I think that there's probably 2% of them are honest, that they really are going for that connection. But people jump on. It's like it's like when the ambulance comes by and they just fucking dart out.
well, what,
I'm kind of with you. I think that the majority of the ones that are hollering they got a connecting flight really do have a connecting flight. However, I think in 2025, with most of the airports that we fly in and out of, there was a direct flight option that guy
So it's your fault.
guy chose not to take.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a risk. That's a risk
I
that you're willing.
I
to
believe that he has a connecting flight. However, cost of doing business, buddy. You took a $200 reduction because there's a layover. Guess what? We'll see what happens.
My big
but
thing
we
is-
get off first.
he's not the only one. You know, there's probably 50, 60, 70 other people.
But
on the flight.
he's going to be the one that everybody. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
right? Yeah.
I don't know. We come back to flight thing all the fucking
Well, it's
time.
a major problem. It's a major.
Airports
problem.
are horrible to people.
You should. There's no fucking way in 2025 that we cannot change the boarding and deboarding process. Boarding should be
Back to front.
the back to front. The cheapest fucking ticket is all the way at the back, and $5 increments all the way to the front. You could buy the second that it's open and pay for the most expensive one and be at the front. Guess what? You board last. You can hang around. You can have as much McDonald's as you want. You can go to Chili's 2, T-O-O, Chili's 2 in the airport, right? And board absolutely last. There's always a single section for your seat for luggage above it.
Okay.
You want the front seat, you pay the most, you board last, you get off front. Get off first.
Yeah.
You pay the cheapest, you get on first. So you're going to be waiting in line. You go all the way to the back, you put your thing in there, and you're going to wait until we take off, and you're going to wait till we get off.
It's a problem from start to finish. The entire system needs an overhaul, from the walking in the door of the airport to the security check-in to the boarding the plane. The security check's honestly the bigger problem.
O'Hare's we got
Everyone's different. So like,
no,
so
just the people that are.
so sometimes
I don't
you-
understand
you
the
should-
laptop thing.
Yeah, well,
sometimes you take them off.
Sometimes you take them
don't.
off. Sometimes you keep your shoes on. Sometimes
you better not fuck it up on the day that is no laptop
Yeah.
day, shoe on day.
Well,
I
sometimes-
tell you what, that's a problem.
Somebody did, and it was not good.
Well, sometimes
Well, you took
sometimes
your
there's somebody
laptop
sitting
out
there.
and couldn't get it back in.
Oh yeah,
That was
that.
There's no standardization.
Yeah, sometimes someone's sitting there telling you what to do. Sometimes it's gas and find out. But yeah, there needs to be some standard.
Do you
standard
Usually when
process
there's
here.
the drug sniffing dog, you can leave everything in your bag, is what I found.
Gotcha.
Really? The thing that
That's the
holds
clue, huh?
true all
Hoodies.
the time, though,
Hoodies.
is that the things in your pockets need to come out of your pockets.
Every
So
time.
take them the fuck out of your pocket.
But there's
Yeah.
you gotta understand how many first-time flyers there are.
I was gonna say, but every time I come to
First-timers.
security, it's my first time doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Do you guys size the people up because you're usually
Yes.
funneling through,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
usually
Every
get
time.
you get the option to split into like
looking at
Avoid
it,
the
4
kids.
different lanes.
Few
Avoid
different
the kids and the
options.
old people.
Old
Otherwise
ladies,
you're fucked.
bigger people that are moving slow,
Yeah.
and kids.
Oh, we are very, and it gets detailed. There's when you
There's
start
specific stereotypes.
I'm like, oh,
super
fuck
deep.
you, fuck you. I'll go behind the kids because that guy is gonna be a fucking problem.
Those boots are going to be a pain in the ass to get
Yes.
off and get back on.
The-
You look at what
the
they're
footwear,
wearing. Too. Like how
the-
many layers do they
The
have to take
footwear
off?
for women, a specific type of woman that's like, I like a boot that goes to my knee. What if a boot went to my crotch and laced all the way up? That would be cool to be able to take that off in the
Be
airport.
comfortable flying.
Why would you even wear that to the airport?
Yeah, you need to be
You kind of
selective.
know, right?
So, and we try to do that, right? You try to be selective with what you wear to the airport. So it's usually
Velcro
like,
Walmart shoes.
well,
Can you imagine?
Bingo.
right, off,
Dude, slide on,
But
slide off.
I pay attention to what I wear so I can just kick them off, but I'll usually wear like joggers. Well,
Yep.
the problem is now, which Josh experiences this more than anybody, is the drawstrings.
Well, they like that crotch.
Yeah.
Man, they like the crotch in the airport.
Man, so Josh either has
They're
A
also
huge-
They're so gentle.
there's either a metal, some sort of metallic
I
penile
think you got
implant.
I think you got a Prince Albert.
There's something. Right?
That's a piercing. That's a piercing in the hood.
I'm
right?
going back. I'm going back to my statistics, my percentage, and I'm putting 70% on it. 70% of the time, he walks to the thing where you go like this, and
It's
it
the
is-
red box right on.
Yes, and it is just
Right on. And it's not like over to the side. It's
That's it.
directly on
and
my
he's
jump.
always like, just do it, because they give you the option. They're like, we could go back and the thing, but you're like, dude, I just need to get to the plane.
Yeah, rub on it all you want to. Let's just get through this.
And it's always me and Phil, and I'm just like, always dying.
You're right. It's a 70%.
Yeah, that
70% of the time I go through, I'm getting rubbed down in the crotchal area.
The two things that always stand true is that Josh is getting fondled when he goes through, and Phil's kick flipping his shoes. And Phil's doing shoe tricks, and there's always somebody that is like enamored with it.
Yes.
And we'll
I
go
got
through
skills.
because he'll be sitting there and he'll be like taking his stuff out of his bag, and then he takes his shoe and like gives like, and he'll catch the shoe.
Damn, let's go.
Yeah,
here?
he's got skills.
And somebody's always like, it's always like the dude, the security's like, damn. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Well, we got a moratorium on loopies now, right?
Yes.
So no more loopies. You know what loopies are, right?
No.
That's the last loop on your shoe,
Oh,
and you yank that all the way. So
Yeah.
you
Everything
get,
you
Yeah.
got, with
so
everything.
yeah, we've had to put a moratorium on loopies because shoes were unusable after
Right.
through security. Absolutely
Whoever
Oh,
goes
yeah.
through first. you
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Josh is over there getting fondled, his little Chuck
Fucking-
Taylors come through, and I give a little look.
Fucking
and then
brand new Chucks.
Dude, I
just
grab that
ruined.
thing, and with everything I've got, I'll pull that
Your
fucker.
face is red.
I'll pull the
Unfucking-wearable.
grommets out of the shoe.
Fucking unwearable.
I can't believe you didn't start planting stuff in his bag yet.
Yeah,
Like little
we don't
water
need
bottles
to.
and
He
stuff.
gets molested
Yeah, I
anyways.
guess so.
There needs to be a standardization. There's no reason why you can't just be like, hey, everybody knows you got to have your ID. Here in a month or so, you're gonna have your star ID, right?
Which
Those
they-
are standards.
They've been telling us that for like 10 years.
You got to buy a ticket to get on the plane. Everybody knows that. When you come through security, laptop comes out, shoes come off. No problem. Standard rule.
Hat on or off.
The
Some places are different
fucking
too.
the thing that flies under the radar is
hoodie?
wear a hoodie
Yes.
without a t-shirt underneath it.
Yeah, they don't
Just
take it
wear
off.
a hooded shirt. What that does, how that freaks them out. Oh, you gotta take your sweatshirt off. It's my only shirt. Prove it. It's what's in your hood. What? Nothing.
There's locked
I'm not
up.
wearing it. I'm not wearing. Like I want to know again. Like we've had
I'll tell you-
we've had a bad history with airplane stuff in the past in 20 years. Where's the hoodie bomber? There's been shoe bombers. What the fuck do you hide in a hoodie that they get so fucking freaked out about? Let me see inside the hoodie. Well, it's just me. It's a shirt. It's just like a shirt, but it's got a thing that goes over my head. If this thing didn't have this bag on it, well, you wouldn't even be fucking saying anything.
Yeah.
But isn't the scanner supposed to pick any of that?
Exactly.
Thing up?
But
It's
dude,
just
the
them.
scanner
It's
do?
good guys being like, I've never seen that lifetime membership before.
If you're
You got any
smuggling-
passes?
If you're smuggling something across the fucking through the airport, do not wear a hoodie. Like if I was carrying I think I'd be willing to carry multiple kilos through with a non-hooded sweatshirt just tucked into the front pocket, because without the hoodie,
Yeah, you're good.
you're good
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
No drawstrings, no hood. Dude, you bring whatever the fuck an AR with a couple kilos right through the security checkpoint.
Since we're an hour and a half in. Nobody's listening anymore. What?
Yeah, let this whole
If,
thing out anyway.
it's
We went down a rabbit
Here we go
hole.
with the fucking
But the
airport rant
the fucking
again.
airport, honestly, airport humor, everybody gets.
I think
What
so.
is your percentage guy, right? You're big on the percentages tonight, right?
Okay.
You've moved on from shout out guy, you're percentage guy.
Shout out to him on the percentages.
Shout out to you on the percentages. This goes around the horn. As you're going through security,
Yeah.
you have a group that needs to get pushed through security. They get rolled through.
What kind of group?
There's non-walking, right? There's a group that's walking, and there's a group that gets pushed through
The answer's
in a cart.
The answer's 90%.
90% don't need it.
Yes, 90% that they're standing the fuck up when they say to take the things out of your pocket.
Agreed.
You know what we're talking about.
Agreed.
I know.
That's a luxury
needs
that's
to
being
be
taken advantage of.
High
Hey,
percentage.
listen, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an executive order that comes down. I could see that being a Trump executive order. That
Denver Airport just outlawed it.
really that is if
If
you
you
can.
A
really,
couple weeks ago, if you can walk.
But I'm not talking
why is that a bad law?
if you park
Oh, it's
in,
not.
it's not.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be bad.
right?
If you can't park in the place without the hangar, you shouldn't be able to get pushed in the same thing that's on the logo of the hangar.
I watch
Does that make
Oh,
sense?
we're just tiptoeing
I
around.
watch him come down. I'm running late for the plane, and I watch him come down the fast lane right around you. And you're looking at the fucking time, and you're like, I know that motherfucker. As soon as they get there, they're gonna stand up and they're gonna just fucking strut.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And every time you're like,
Did they give you a glance too? Like,
I'm gonna
they-
go. I'm
yeah.
gonna go ahead and say it. I think it's easier to
Yeah, they
get.
stare you down the whole time.
I think it's easier to get pushed in the airport than it should be.
oh yeah, 100%.
I'm going to bring
It's-
this back here into the
Car world,
car world.
but yeah, it's more fun talking about
Vyper
chairs.
chairs got some pretty good casters on them. Have you guys thought about a sponsorship to O'Hare Airport?
Yeah,
not Denver anymore, but I
yeah,
guess.
not Denver, definitely.
your
not.
lazy ass don't want to walk. You want to get pushed? Get pushed in a Vyper chair.
Yes, it's not a bad idea.
I just want like a 10% royalty.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to take a little potty break. Sorry. Yeah, it's an hour and a half in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be careful. dude.
Careful your ginger ales, everybody.
You think it's going to turn around that quick?
I think there's gonna be a lot of changes in the next 2 weeks.
I think everybody's going to come around, and there's going to be a deal, except China. China's going to be a long play.
Stock market will take a while to level, but it needed a readjustment.
I don't think it will. I mean, it reacted like 2,000 points today.
It's not.
And then it tanked again.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
so-
you're at such elevated levels. That's not the new norm.
Yeah,
There's a new norm coming.
maybe not.
If you look at history though, too, it's like everyone always looks at like the week or a month in. But if you take a look at the 5 year and the max, whenever you go on like Yahoo Finance, look at the graphs. Over time, it is up, it is down,
Yeah.
it is up, it is down. But the last low or the next high is the last low.
Yeah.
and it just keeps going up and up and up. And you look at the graph, and it's like trajectory. The 5 year trajectory is like this, and look at it as like 2022 when the big dip happened. Okay, well everything bounced back. We had one of our advisors said he made more money in the stock market during COVID than he did when he sold his business.
Yeah,
Because when everybody was selling and everybody was panicking, he was like, I was losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, every single day. But instead of pulling, I put a little bit
doubling down.
a little bit more in,
Like
as much as I
averaging
can.
down,
Yeah.
averaging down.
Because he knew, he's like, I know this thing's going to come back, and it did, and it was super fruitful. And I think the same thing's going to happen. Is it goes down, it goes up.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think so.
fucking name
That's
of
the
game,
way.
you
I mean,
know?
honestly, like again, hindsight's 20/20, and you had to make some money you had to have some money to make some money.
Yep.
But in that standpoint, like there was all upside and zero downside
Of what?
on the stock market during COVID.
It couldn't go any lower.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Well, so the world's going to end and the stock market's over.
Right.
Or it bounces back and I've bought in at the fucking basement and I make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But at that point, everybody was like, no, everybody's focused on other things.
Sure.
But there was people that weren't focused on other things that were like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll put it all on black. The worst that can happen is the world is over.
That's what he said.
Right?
Know? He's like,
So-
yeah, worst thing that happens is the world's over and we're all fucked.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's
who
up
the
to
fuck's
me.
who the fuck's coming
Yeah.
out for me for my capital call?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You don't need any money at that point.
Yeah.
right.
Fucked.
Or we fucking hit a home run.
Yeah.
That was also the biggest transfer of wealth too. This was during COVID because
Yeah.
all the big companies, everybody, all the big firms and private equities were doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So
Hope everyone who's looking for good investing advice is listening.
Oh,
to
we're
this.
not. I don't
Oh,
know.
we've
that we're
gone,
live
we've
yet.
gone through travel advice. We've
so
gone
we're
through
live.
marketing advice. We've gone through.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I would subscribe to this podcast to listen to just kind of all advice,
You know, I think it's a good
financial life advice for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Financial advice probably not. Like
it's so
It's not
funny.
good
like,
advice. It's just advice.
yeah.
all your whenever you guys have other guests on, it's more automotive focused, like car builds and stuff like that. We come on, it's like completely fucking different. It's just talking about
Hey.
life stuff. Like we didn't talk a single thing about cars yet. It's just
We've done a
but
lot
sometimes it's
of.
entertaining,
We've done
you
a
know?
lot of car shit in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Sometimes it's good just to fucking hang. So I got the fucking hiccups.
Yeah.
It's drinking that Modelo.
It'll get you. Then he put a little something special in there for you.
He did.
You got to salt it, man.
Little
That's
pocket
like,
salt.
like Vinny
He
does.
put a little pocket salt in there.
Yeah.
that is the thing. Why do they do that?
They're Mexican. that's, that's why.
I've seen people do it with Dos Equis. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Tastes better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back and watch the video. Just the first like 20 minutes. The rest of it's like a horrible
Vinny's
episode.
got a little salt. He's got a little salt. He carries a salt shaker with him and a little bottle of Tabasco.
Yeah.
You need to doctor up a beer that much to make it taste good.
Then you should probably get a better beer.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
That's kind of,
I don't. I think it's just it's the experience. It's the thing. Put some salt in your Modelo and rock and roll.
If you do the clap, which is where we actually start over again.
Start over.
Oh no, we've been started.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah, this is a fucking podcast, dude.
No, like the actual version.
hang with it. You got to roll. Yeah, if you want it better, make it better.
Dude, let's get back to
Yeah,
because
okay.
we've gone wildly off track. But the thing that it has me so interested is the facility, right? Because you guys have fucking crushed it. You're moving into a killer facility. I mean, what?
350,000 square foot. I think.
That's what it looks like.
it feels like that some days when we go there. It's like,
And
Jesus.
you guys are putting this up. You're building it.
Yeah, we are.
It's an
Yeah.
open air concept there. on the
Yep, that's the
pictures.
new
It is.
style.
Yeah, so
Good air ventilation.
yeah.
It's 62,000.
Yeah, we couldn't
feet,
afford the
so-
walls, so it's just gonna,
Dude, love the architect.
yeah. The
Well,
team
dude,
the
like-
team crushed it. So we were vetting in between two different companies to do it, and we ended up going with Bayland, and they did that initial design, and we're like, dude, that is we didn't make a single change to the outside. We're like, that is exactly what we were
nailed it.
picturing.
Yeah.
And then, with the plane hanging down in the glass mirror, and this is on Highway 41, so obviously a super, super popular, highly trafficked area every single day. And it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be great for the brand. Yeah, it's got a sexy glass front,
Fucking beautiful.
nice clean design. It's black too, so like punches you in the face when you're driving by.
Hell yeah. So 41, help me out because I don't spend a tremendous amount of time there. I go up to Elkhart Lake a little bit, so you're kind of on your way to Green Bay.
Yeah.
I've been up to, my son skateboards, and there's a little skate park. Gabasso is an
That's
indoor
in Green
skate park
Bay. Yeah,
up in Green Bay. So I've been up there, and I thought you guys had a bunch of Vyper energy drinks out there at one time. But where are you at in relation to that?
Wisconsin's a big state, dude.
It's a huge
So we're-
state. Yeah, but I'm in the general vicinity, right?
We're in Green Bay, yeah. So this
right,
new
Green Bay.
facility was, 20 minutes south. You probably passed the location. I don't know how recent you were up there, but
41.
a year
It's
ago.
between
Yeah.
Appleton and Green Bay.
Okay.
So like
Yep.
it's literally probably 200 feet off the highway. So like once it's done, you literally won't be able to miss it.
Yeah.
And they're redoing that entire highway right now. They're turning it from 4 lanes into 6 lanes just because there's so much traffic.
Nice.
It's in a great municipality. They worked with us. They wanted us there, which is an awesome feeling. We told them about Vyper Fest. I gave them a heads up. Like, we're not this kind of quiet manufacturing company that's just kind of off in the back and gonna forget about. Like, we're gonna be
like a little bit pro business, huh?
Oh,
like,
definitely,
Wisconsin, especially
definitely.
pro manufacturing for sure. The location that it's in. So, Green Bay and Appleton are like slowly starting to smush together to become like kind of like a mini Milwaukee with all of its suburbs. And this location is right in the middle of all that, and you can see it slowly but surely every year. It just gets closer and closer and closer. So, the property value on this is going to keep growing. The visibility, it's kind of like on a hill, so it's like a church on a hill. It looks really nice. It overlooks a big field that's probably going to be developed in the future. But what's great about the land too is that it's 16 acres, so we even have room to expand down the road too. So total square footage, I think we could build is like 350,000 square feet.
Nice.
So there's
Fuck
definitely,
Excited for the
definitely
next
room
podcast to see how big it
Yeah.
gets there.
Yeah.
When's the next party?
probably next year sometime, 26
September this year.
What's the plan for
2025. Yeah. No.
what's the plan for opening day?
We
I
want
think
to.
it's September.
Yeah.
But so we're at a weird spot right now because it's like we had Vyper Fest 2 years ago and it was a great turnout. And now we have obviously a lot more brand relationships and
That's
partnerships.
the funny
than we
thing
had
about them
before.
parties that you were talking about. Yeah, you got to do them every year, motherfucker.
Yeah, true.
Every year.
Yeah, I feel you guys there. That's for sure. But now it's like, man, we could. Dylan says no, but Alex and I are always, giving a little nudge of like, hey, it'll be way less work than it was last time.
Coming from the guy that doesn't have to do a lot of the logistics behind it.
You guys know there's a lot
Like
to
you
promote
said,
it.
a lot less work for you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see it.
What's the breakdown square footage wise? Manufacturing, inventory.
So it's almost split into thirds. So like we have about 11,000 square feet for office. It's obviously open concept with manager offices and everything. All concrete floors. It's going to be really kind of have that industrial feel. And then we'll have the warehouse split into thirds. Sorry, a third of it will be warehouse, a third of it will be assembly and packaging, and the other third will be fabrication. So it'll be a good flow through the facility because right now the facility we're in we're just tight. We're crammed in there. We're kind of making it work because this is that's just where we started. So
You're always going to make it work.
Yep.
Every year you're going to make it work.
We're just looking forward to having a little more space, a little more breathing room. We have a lot of new products coming, so this building is going to help a ton with that. Just having a space, adding additional assembly lines for the new products. So
3 years from now, you're gonna be back on here. You're gonna be talking about we're building on.
They won't be back on here. They're going to be beyond that.
Well, you're gonna be on a bigger and better podcast. You're gonna be talking about we're adding on the facility. We're like hamstrung right now. We're just like all piled in on top of each other. We're just trying to make it work, and we're building. That's just the way it is.
It's going to be like Amazon. I think 3 years from now, that fucker's going to be like Amazon.
No, you know what?
I hope so.
Serious business. I see WeatherTech.
Yeah.
Honestly, so WeatherTech's a brand that we aspire to.
That's
for sure.
I see.
WeatherTech.
I see WeatherTech.
Yeah,
Dude.
In your future.
We look a lot to WeatherTech. The demographics the same.
Yep.
Very similar to ours.
Yeah.
American-made brand.
See, I'm smarter than you. I said WeatherTech. You said Amazon. You're stupid.
Yeah.
I sound smart.
Definitely with that comment, 100%.
But yeah, WeatherTech's a lot of their marketing and everything we look at, and they got big into the racing scene, which I think is a good move on their part. And
but they're also their product. They're not the cheapest one in the market.
They
Like
aren't.
we're not.
But
And
they have a ton of
embrace
ripoffs,
it
too. Yeah, they
and
got
they have copycats as well.
Dude,
Right?
we just recently
Now,
toured.
somebody's got a bigger boat than the other guy.
That's
Between
true.
the WeatherTech and
He
Amazon.
has
Both
a
of them are big
fucking
boats.
boat.
Big boats. One of them's a pirate ship and one of them's a boat.
Yeah.
We just recently, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, we toured the facility.
Fucking mind.
At WeatherTech?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
That's cool.
We met a guy, like a sales manager or something, and he was wanting to do some things, and we went out there and got like a personal tour of the facility.
He's VP of aftermarket sales. Big guy. Big time guy.
I don't think I've never been so blown away with anything in my fucking life. I've never seen a business like this. Like, there is no business that exists.
It's fully
operates.
automated, right? Like they make everything in house.
You would be not trying to give away secrets.
I honestly, I can't even put.
You would be
fucking words.
blown. The biggest takeaway. There's a lot of takeaways, like you're saying. you would be absolutely not trying to give away their secret sauce. The square footage, the amount of product that's being put out, and the
Culture.
In the footprint.
I don't want to say limited, but the ratio of employees per products, per square foot, per machine.
It's efficient as fuck.
Oh,
Unbelievably.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And there's machines that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
The investment in machinery
The
is
tooling,
wild.
it's
like
you
I
have
love seeing stuff like that because it's
it's so cool.
humbling, but it's inspirational, inspiring
Very
as fuck too.
There's
Because
two
it just
places
shows
I
you
want
what
to tour.
opportunities.
Would be Uline and WeatherTech.
oh, we could get you a WeatherTech tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we can get you a WeatherTech tour.
Those
100%.
those two
Uline is
Uline.
amazing because it's like how
It's insane.
do you get it?
There's things weather you guys honestly we need to hook that up. We're just great guys. We just do things. But there are seriously things that you do in your business and your brand and things you need to be doing that WeatherTech should be doing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Oh yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of
100%.
that would
And that's
jive.
the type of things we do. Just strictly out of the kindness of our heart.
Yeah.
Because we're
Guys,
we're those
it's,
type of guys.
It's a very similar, like you said, it's a similar demographic.
Yeah.
It's a similar product. Like
That was my idea. You talked about Amazon. I said WeatherTech.
Right.
Don't try to. You're trying to.
Don't
Yeah.
steal his thunder here.
But just the thought, like it's a no compromises kind of product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you look at the way that they build it, you would be like, it's there's no like you would look at how they build it and you'd be like, well, they don't give a fuck about profit margins.
Right.
But it's the greatest product that there is out there. It's a little bit more expensive than everything else because it's so much fucking better.
Right.
There's so much more technology. It's wild.
They're just
man.
going to build
That's-
the best product they can, and they don't
Yeah.
care what it costs.
So that's the thing.
Exactly.
That's it.
With brand too, though, is like previous car that I had, I didn't have the money to afford WeatherTech, so we got some whatever Walmart brand or whatever. Got the new car and got first thing was WeatherTech, and it was far superior than anything else out there.
We just talked about
You know?
Walmart shoes versus the
Yeah,
brand
no,
name.
literally, it's the same thing.
same shit.
It's the same shit with like couldn't afford it then, can afford it now. Same thing with any.
But you
other
knew what
brand.
you wanted.
Knew what I wanted.
Yes.
Knew what to aspire for, and I still have it in there. They are by far the best mats ever.
I
I got the I got the back bed liner for the dog. I got the little rollout thing. If I would have told you I was going to buy a rollout thing to cover my fender, my back fender, I would have slapped
If you
myself.
would
I got
see,
it. I got it. I roll
like,
it out every time.
The
It's-
bed, the
it's a-
bed,
Dude, it's
the
the
bed-
I don't know how this turned into a fucking WeatherTech
Yeah,
commercial.
WeatherTech,
But
Where's the WeatherTech
hey,
guy here? Is he coming? When does
It's
he
cool.
come
If
in?
you would see the dyes for like like a bed, they do mats for like a bed of. Well, I forget what the pickup truck was that we saw, but
size.
dude, it's the craziest machine part. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I mean, shit, like that's got to be what, $250,000 die. So yeah, you're like spot on that, and it's just a low volume, like limited production thing, and every single thing they do is that way. The dies are like there's multi-piece dies that things
how they
are
go
like
together.
People in the
spring-loaded
tool and
and-
die field that are listening are probably like, oh yeah, it's fucking standard shit. For us,
Yeah.
like it's absolutely like the die and the tool and die part is one thing. All right, okay, you've got to make a male and female. You got to be able to make the part, but all the other things, the rigging side of things, the air blowout side of things, the counter side of things, the electronics that are in the die, that shit, it's fucking mind blowing.
The like how they recycle the product, that they use every single thing over and over and over again. Like they make their own plastic pellets and they regenerate it.
Nice.
And it's crazy.
You're walking through that facility and the takeaway, one, like you're just mind blown.
You're just like, I'm stupid.
And then you're looking, you're like, all right, so besides the concrete that we're walking on and the computer monitors, everything else you guys make, like everything, like the vertical integration is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, well, we got to do this. We got to do this. Instead of buying this, we got to make this. We got this machine that'll do this. We also make this, but then the byproduct of that goes into this that makes this.
Yeah. But look at
And then you got a helicopter landing pad. So, then How many helicopters do you land?
0.
So
just a
0
flight for
helicopters.
Yeah, I have no helicopters.
I got a drone.
Not yet. But look at that too. Is like WeatherTech sponsors all these racing events.
They're
and
in tune.
They're in tune.
Yeah.
They're in tune.
They're buying the purchase in a year or 2 years or 3 years. They're building the brand where somebody may not be able to afford it right now, but they're building that name where if somebody does get car mats, they're thinking of WeatherTech right away.
Yeah.
They're not thinking of the Chinese brand that ripped them off.
Well, no, they create a following. So every time you get a new car, what are you going to buy?
WeatherTech every time.
Every time.
But look at how big the market is too. So WeatherTech, they make floor mats and obviously additional stuff than that. But look at how many other people make that too.
Yeah,
they're
but
not the only one.
But it's
They're the
the
best.
brand.
Exactly.
It's the brand.
Exactly. It's the brand, but it shows you how big the market is too.
It is.
That's where
We talk about it all the time. Every single day we're blown away of honestly how big the market is.
you never know. Like even you guys with chassis, like
Yeah.
it sounds like a smaller market, but you'd be surprised because maybe somebody can't afford it right now, like somebody like myself, but I will be able to. And you know what? When I start doing hot rods, I'm going to you guys right away. And we're not going to do one, we're going to do multiples, you know? And hopefully there's, thousands of other people just like me that are up and coming saying like, hey, my next car that I do is going to be a Roadster Shop chassis.
We do
it's the same
we do
thing.
20 some odd shows a year. We have meetings with the sales guys, bi-weekly. It's always we're finding out about a shop that we've never heard of. And there's a shop that's finding out about us that they've never heard of us.
Which is insane.
That's
Which is
crazy.
crazy.
It's wild.
Which is wild because you guys like Roadster Shop's fucking pinnacle.
It's a big world out
It
there.
is
Insane.
crazy. So I was just on vacation, spring break. I'm down in the
Cool. Humble brag. Nice place.
Must be nice.
Oh,
I knew that was coming up.
Must be nice.
hey, it's fucking beautiful place. Hey, dude, the Florida Keys are fucking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Super
it was
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
That's fucking
Like,
nice.
here's an example. You're in the fucking Florida Keys, right? It's basically like a third world country. Yeah, I mean,
You're close to one.
You're close to. You're down in like the southernmost area, like the most desolate area of the United States, essentially.
North Cuba, South Florida.
And I'm getting breakfast before we're heading down to Key West to catch a flight. And we're sitting there in Marathon, Florida, a place I've been a bunch of times. And I hear like while we're eating, I hear like this, like a sound that's very familiar. I'm like, that's a fucking bench grinder. No, it wasn't it's a bench grinder. So I'm like,
It was Fuller pops up.
I'm like, that's
Beautiful
fucking
eyes,
weird.
the
I
whole
keep,
thing.
I keep hearing this fucking
that's
shit, and now I'm smelling like paint. I smell paint fumes and stuff. It's this little outdoor like open market type thing. So we go to pull out, and I'm always looking around because there's a lot of weird shit that's hidden in like the back roads there. I look around the corner.
A lot of
and-
flip-flopped artisans down there.
No, and you see like there's like a old C10 that's like hammered on the fucking ground. So I'm like, oh fuck! I pull down that side street, go down there. There's just like a little tent, and there's some like 48-ish Chevy pickup truck. Somebody's got the thing in prime. The guy's priming it right behind this restaurant in a fucking tent, and it's on some kind of there's suspension and shit underneath it. It's like hammered on the fucking ground. Right next to it is a service bed on the back of a like 67 C10 that's slammed on the fucking ground, right? You go down the street from there, there's another fucking place there's two C10s sitting out front. Right in the little area that we're sitting in, there's multiple guys that when you're driving around the island are building fucking hot rod projects that you see in
Really?
Yeah. And this is like,
Russ no more.
well, and that's another example, dude. It is. I think it's so much and this
Bigger
is
than you think.
the
It
smallest
is.
population in the most desolate area of the United States, and that's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea.
What I was
how big
looking
it
at,
is.
what gives me inspiration is next time you're flying, and you
Well,
don't take the window seat.
Easy. You don't need to get on this
right.
thing.
And you're not just fucking.
Sorry to bring this back up.
What are you gonna do if you gotta pee?
But if you guys sit on a window seat, look outside and just watch how many houses and buildings and businesses that you pass for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes while you're just landing. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's just a little pinpoint on the
Yeah.
entire United States. It's
Right.
insane how
Probably
big
all need
Yeah, it
chairs.
is.
they probably
They
do.
do.
They need
I mean,
chairs and
well,
chassis.
Every ass
You
needs a
guys
seat.
are in a better position than we are because yes, like there's a argument to be made that they could all use a chair of some like some sort of configuration, right? You can reconfigure these things. The chassis, that's a little far fetched.
A little limited.
It's limited. There's maybe a small percentage of them, but for you guys, I mean, dude, that could be a fucking shop stool. That can be an office chair.
True.
That could be in anything.
You're getting big in the medical field.
Medical,
yeah.
aerospace.
Yeah, yeah, we're definitely finding. So that's why I asked you the question before. Is like, what more could you guys do than just chassis? Because that's what we're starting to look at too. Is like, I don't want to move on too quick before scratching the surface, but it's like chairs are great, but what more can we do? What other products can we service to people, especially if we want to move into like retail and Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, stuff like that. That's where I think there's an opportunity even with the chassis. Like, what else do these guys need that are when they're doing these builds?
Right.
What else is it that you can offer them? But yeah, I just think the market is just
It's
so
funny you should
big.
ask. We've got a big year planned. A lot of launches for this year.
Let's hear
A
it.
lot of things for the builders. Well, it's you gotta
You trickle them out.
yeah, you gotta keep watching.
Tease
There's
them out a little
things.
bit, yeah.
There's things.
No, I'm sure you guys
For
do.
the by the builders for the builders, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. But yeah, the market is just so big.
It is.
That
It really is.
looking at companies like WeatherTech for inspiration is huge for us. I'm sure you guys have other brands that you look at that, you're like checking their website, their social, like, oh shit, dude, these guys are crushing it.
Yeah.
We got other brands like Montana Knife Company.
Yep.
They're close partners with us, and dude, they make a great product. And it's like we're always keeping instead of us looking at competition of like, hey, what are they doing? We're looking at other brands in completely different markets. Like we'll look at your guys' site and be like, hey, what are they doing? Like, what can we use and bring that over to like our website? What's the language? What are they doing on social media that we can maybe do and make it even better, or like bring it to our market? And I think that's like a big selling point or something that really keeps pushing us to that next level. Is like we're big on e-com. Like we got to make sure that we are above and beyond other e-com brands, because if they're not spending $500 on a stool, they might go buy it at Montana Knife Company.
Sure.
So it's a similar aspect to that. It's like we got to be the best e-com brand out there.
Dude, that e-com shit. That's
insane.
That's some black magic, isn't it?
It is. It's
It's expensive.
Fuck.
expensive black magic.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Not to derail, but to segue, you talked about collaborations and working with brands and partnerships. I think it's time. I think it's time to launch
What do you
the
got?
thing that's
What do you
launching.
got over there?
Under my ass,
Well,
I've got
like,
something
yeah,
extremely special.
You might notice that both Josh and myself, we're sitting a little different.
It was a little higher in the saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Dwight Yoakam. It's because you're tight jeans.
Oh yeah.
Dude, why does everybody pick on you for the tight jeans? You even have Roadster Shop, or the party that you guys had.
He wears
That's a
tight
fuck with
ass
his
jeans.
comment. They said that you
Dude,
painted
I
the
think-
pants on.
Dude, look,
You might be taking his cake.
I've been fucking wearing.
Oh, no.
I've been wearing tight jeans since probably like the early 2000s, and everybody's been
Dude,
fucking
super
busting my balls.
awesome.
right,
Right.
Dude, I
And
get the
these
same
dudes-
shit from him and my brother-in-law.
These
same
fuckers
shit.
went like I've always been like fashion forward. Maybe
I've
you
been
could
doing
call it.
drag since before people doing drag. That's so awesome.
These fuckers were wearing like wide leg carpenter fucking pants.
Yeah, when it was cool.
Cargo
and walking
shorts.
around,
Fucking
yeah.
Caesar
And
cut.
I'm-
Fucking
Yeah, and I'm looking,
beads.
dude. I'm looking legit for years. Like,
Legit.
That's
Yeah,
just me.
it's careful.
That's just me.
It
That's
depends
the
what
way
you put after legit.
That's
Yeah.
just the way I fucking am.
Yeah.
legit.
And now all of a sudden
Yay.
it's like, oh, it's fucking cool. Guess what? We'll wear like fucking tight shirts. And we'll wear like tighter pants. Like,
Dude, the shirts don't.
now it's fucking cool.
Hey, the shirts stay the
Dude,
same
I love
size.
it. He gets just as worked up as I do.
pants.
It's
Seriously.
so annoying. They'll pick on me for the tight pants, and he's
Fuck
got
'em.
fucking khaki
Hey.
Yeah, they're
shorts
wearing like
on.
wide leg fucking cargo khakis.
I'll let you guys have your moment.
Just
here.
like McConaughey said.
Oh,
Hey, a little different, but the shirts stay the same size. I just keep getting bigger. It ain't got nothing to do with the shirts. The shirts stay the same size.
No, they do.
Yes.
They definitely fucking don't.
Yes. I just keep getting bigger.
You were wearing an XL. You were a fat fucker.
First of all, it may be true.
First of all, yes. Yeah, you
Troy-
were fucking overweight.
Fucking Troy from BBT sent a picture the other
You were
night. He's
full
like,
blown over. You look like shit.
he said, "Is this old ass obese Josh Graham?"
Yes.
That's the picture he sent.
Well,
good friends tell the truth.
That's what I told him, dude.
Yeah.
I walked in. He's sitting in the
All right.
office right.
You get the
fucking
credit,
below
that's
us.
fine. Right.
Right below us, and he decides he came from fucking Alabama, and he came up here to the fucking north. And I'm telling you, I've worn the same fucking shit for years. Like, I wear fucking tight pants. I wear fucking nicer shit. Okay, I just like call it what you want. So he decides, like, he's like, okay.
There's a lot of things I like to call it.
Well, that's why I'm trying to be careful with my words. So he's like, okay, well, now I'm in a nicer fucking position. He decides he's gonna wear like a collared shirt because he's just wearing like wide leg fucking pants with like
Dickies. I just wore Dickies.
I don't know what the fuck they were. Whatever those shitty boots were that you used to wear.
I wear. Oh, go ahead and talk about those boots.
Timberlands?
There's a couple people that I know wear those boots that would whoop your
Oh,
ass.
come on with it. Because
Jesse James, red cap.
Well, Jesse James could whip my ass with his shitty looking boots. If that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, they're great boots.
Yeah,
Red
even
cap boots.
Jesse busts my fucking balls about the tight pants. That's
Yes.
fine, dude. He's got his fucking style. That's his fucking style. That's fine. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not going to be Jesse fucking James, right? So he's sitting down there, and I walk in the office one day, and he's wearing the same wide-ass fucking pants with this collared shirt, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm like, you look like shit. I'm like, seriously.
Yes, that's exactly how I said it.
That's seriously. I'm like, you have put on a fucking shit ton of weight. You need to go to the fucking gym, dude. I'm like, you seriously need to go to the fucking gym. And it was like a light switch went off. The next day, he's like, all right, man, like, you're going to, like, I'll come over there with you. Talk about the most unathletic motherfucker you've ever seen.
We weren't going there.
The compliments.
We weren't there to do athletics.
Feel the love here.
We were there to do.
I mean, like, I've
Yeah,
never
first I
seen,
thought it was going to go good.
Well, no,
yeah, we went to the
yeah,
gym.
it does.
What
Okay.
an unwell.
dude.
Did you want to go there and do PE, or do you want to go there and fucking lift weights?
long term? Look at it. Like, he looks good. He looks fucking great. Like
We weren't there to
See-
do PE.
So how come everyone can pick on the tight shirts and the tight pants, but you can't go in and say, dude, fucking look at your big ass pants.
Everybody,
You know?
Right?
Look at that baggy shirt you got on. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying, right? You
Yeah.
don't do that.
dude. I'm short, right?
Or eating healthy too. Eating healthy is the
Yes.
same way.
How short
you
are
can't
you?
have
Short.
You can't have
Dude. All right. So talk about it short. I'm fucking walking on the treadmill this morning. I transition from podcast to YouTube once I get done lifting, and then I'll watch. So I'm listening to Shane Gillis.
Okay.
dude, it's so funny.
He's doing this skit where he's the mattress sales guy.
Yes.
You heard that one?
Yes.
Dude, he's so
And
funny.
he's talking to this fucking guy who's complaining about his mattress, and he's like, so he works for the mattress company. He's like, so how tall are you? And the guy's like, oh, like 5'8". Oh, so you're a short. He's like, maybe the problem is maybe we need to get you like a little baby bed, like a smaller bed, like a pillow, like a toddler, like a pillow, like a pillow in a box or something. But back to your point, it's funny how you can't tell, like, somebody who's just like overweight or shitty, like wearing wide ass fucking pants. You would never go up to that person and be like, hey, what's up, fat fucker? You know what I mean? But like me, I'm 5'6", somebody be like, hey, what's up, little guy?
Yeah, no,
Then it's perfectly acceptable.
same thing with eating healthy too. Be like, oh, dude, live a little bit, have a burger, have a pizza. Why you gotta eat so healthy? I don't go up to somebody when they're eating a burger and be like, geez, you fat fucker. Like,
Exactly.
maybe you shouldn't eat that burger.
That's a
you
good
know?
point.
Be like, how's your heart attack?
Yeah, how's your
You enjoying your heart attack?
Yeah, exactly. That's looked at as like completely frowned upon. But for someone to
Say
say
something
like,
for
oh,
your
dude,
fat ass fucking wife.
Yeah. I get this shit all the time with him and my brother-in-law, dude. Like, for lunch, we have a place called Pharmacy, and obviously it's like nice, like natural, good food that you would imagine anybody would want to eat.
You
Because
just gotta take out a SBA loan to fucking eat there, but whatever, it's fine.
Dude, it's obviously working for him.
it's definitely more expensive for sure. But these guys, so there's a Pharmacy, and then there's a place called T&T's. Is a local, like,
It's called
little
the dive bar. It's called the
dive bar.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will always go to Pharmacy and eat healthy, and I will get the most shit for going there while they go and indulge in a beer and a bag of fried food and a burger.
I
You know?
get a grilled
They
chicken
can,
sandwich.
they can
so
shit
it's
on
fine.
me, but I can't shit on them and be like, oh, maybe you two should watch what you're eating. You just go to the gym.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. It must be nice to go to T&T's.
It's crazy how lopsided that
It is. It totally is. Yeah, exactly. To your point, is be like, man, Auntie, maybe you shouldn't eat that, extra piece of pie.
Well, yeah, you could go to the dude who's like even like flip flop it, right? Maybe it's the guy who's just got like a crazy metabolism and he's just really skinny. You could be like, oh, look at this little twig. Like this guy's the fucking wind's gonna blow you away. But never would you be like, oh, look at this fat motherfucker. Like, look at your fat ass. Like you probably can't move. Like,
You're a nice person.
Well, we found the airport.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not saying that.
I know.
Totally. Phil seems fine. I mean, the passion is here.
I'm on the same page, dude.
We got the tight jeans and the health kick here. So
Guy wants to look a little nice every now and then, and they get fucking ribbed on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sacrifice. Like, yeah, maybe you're not gonna eat the fucking shit out of the donuts. You want it's a fucking sacrifice, dude. I would love to eat them all. Like, they're great. The donuts are great, but you can't.
You gotta pick your battles.
Yeah.
You gotta save time for the honey me.
Yeah.
Now, there's a honey me around.
I mean, the weights. All those weights aren't going to lift themselves.
No.
You know? They're not, like, they're just sitting there. Somebody's got to lift them, so you lift them up.
Maybe I gotta be a little bit, a little bit more direct. Maybe I beat around the bush a little bit. I gotta do what you did. Man, you look like shit.
Well, you got to.
I'll tell you what. The results.
It works.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right person. I wouldn't say that to just anybody. It's got to be the right relationship, which is
Josh.
Which is Josh, and I would expect the same out of him. You know.
Oh, I've told you when you've been being a little bitch about like feeling sick and shit like that.
Yeah, that was when I was like I was about to die.
Yeah, honestly,
Kind of being a bitch about it.
yeah. Honestly, it was a fucking lot.
It was about as close to death as you can get without dying.
It was
and
so
he let me know.
so
He's
much
like,
for everybody to deal with. Like you and your wife both.
That's what he
We're
told
both
me.
like, oh, we're about to die. I'm like, all right, fuck. We've been hearing about it for like 2 weeks. Like, fucking just get the fuck
would you
over
die
it.
already or get better? Like, fuck. let's
Honestly,
go.
like, stay the fuck at home or don't bring the oxygen. Like, it's so much fucking work for all of us.
So
dude, it sounds horrible. It sounds horrible, but no fucking joke. I was on my deathbed. No, like through COVID, I thought I was gonna fucking die. No,
You
kidding.
almost did.
I was at one point like sitting at the edge of the fucking bed, thinking I'm like, this is fucking it, dude. Like it's crazy how everything everything goes away. Like you forget about like. You don't worry about like your business. You're like, I don't care what happens. You're like thinking about like your fucking kids. And I'm no fucking joke. I thought I was gonna die. And one of the top things that registered was him.
I was writing the speech.
Making fun of me.
I was writing the speech that was going to
And
be.
I'm
not dying.
and I'm
I'm
like,
not
dude,
fucking dying.
I'm not that big of a fucking pussy. I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that this fucking kills me. It's not fucking happening. It's just not fucking happening.
So did you save his life?
I mean,
dude,
I'll
I'm
take the credit.
like all things like trying to joke around aside. Like I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah.
It was right there. Like worrying, like thinking about like how terrible this is going to be if I fucking die. I have children, and then thinking about what a bitch I am if this is what kills me.
Right.
Because Josh is going to make fun of me, and I'm like, it's not fucking happening.
But I've been the same exact position. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm going to give this loss up. But I mean, I was preparing the speech. Honestly, there was probably a week.
Preparing the speech.
Oh yeah, there was a week went by that every single morning on the drive into work, I was crafting the things that were going to be said at the funeral, of like talking about, because I mean, like sometimes I get into things, you know, and I'm like, man, you know, what would be funny if you talked about.
I was being sincere. I'm like, this is not funny.
Yeah, no, I'm pushing the good vibes to you.
Okay.
I'm like, do not die because this is what's going to be said. Like you talk about
Motivation.
You talk about like, and I want to roll through like about a minute and a half. A minute and a half is a good time to capture the audience, right? And for everybody to be like, oh wow, this is really heartfelt. And you talk about all the great things that he's done, you know, the things that he's done in the hot rod industry, the things that he's done with his kids, the things that he's done, you know, to shape the industry, you know. But the whole breathing thing, right? Just taking a breath in and breathing one out. That's the thing that got him, right? It's
Might be because his pants were too tight.
yeah, possibly because.
Pretty fucking good observation.
And I was ready.
I know you were.
I know.
That's why no joke. I'm not encouraging bullying. Like, I don't think it's a healthy thing.
No,
but at the same
for
time-
adults it's fine.
But at the same time, adult bullying maybe saved my life. It's quite possible.
Yeah.
You can say that. You saved his life.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take it. He's saved my life.
say-
He's saved my life multiple times. So I'll
you owed him one.
oh yeah.
We're even now.
It's iron sharpens iron, baby. It's iron sharpens iron. There's no I mean it'd be probably a more comfortable place to live if we weren't like where we are, because it's hey, these jeans are these jeans fine? Yeah, they're fine. They're jeans. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Jeremy will fucking I'm changing. Why are you changing? Because he's gonna say something about these jeans.
You don't have the receipt. Can you return these?
You're just my fucking wife. What the fuck do you know?
You don't know the environment I have to go to every day. Yeah. It's hostile.
I bought you some new shoes. Oh, did you? Let me see them. Oh, they're black shoes. They're just shoes. No, send them back. They're just shoes. They'll be made fun of as just shoes.
It's a healthy place to be, I think.
Good.
It's got to be.
I don't feel so bad about the antics we pull at Vyper.
I know. I think I gotta get a little more.
I think we gotta step our game up.
I gotta get a little
bit.
more harsh.
You have to
I'm
get
being
harder.
too soft.
Maybe you guys are
I'm
like
being a little too soft.
you guys are pretty understanding of each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's good collaboration. We're like, I'm sure you guys have it too, where you'll get in some battles, and within an hour, you'll be able to walk in each other's office and be like, hey, you want to go to lunch?
yeah.
You go to T&T's, I'll go to pharmacy.
I'll drop you off.
You go there, I'll go there.
But yeah, it's a great collaboration, and we're a family that doesn't really hold on to anything.
Yeah.
We don't talk about emotions. I think that's a good and can be a good and could be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
If you don't have any, you don't need to talk about them.
yeah, that's the thing is we don't take anything personal. Like we're both fighting for the same thing: is how do we make this brand as big as we possibly can, and we both know that we're fighting for the same thing. So you get a little heated debate. That's going to happen. I look at it as like if you got a roommate for 10 years, you guys are going to get to know each other every now and then. But that hey, this dude's fighting for the same thing that I'm fighting for also. Kind of gets you past all the bullshit.
I just remembered that we started probably 25 minutes ago to launch the collaboration that we were going to talk about, and we never. For some reason it never got launched.
Yeah, I don't know what
So
happened, but
we talked about sitting where we were sitting, and then we talked about your jeans.
Yeah, how do we get to your jeans?
we got on it.
Yeah.
The tight jeans just veered this thing
So
wildly off track.
it's time to launch. If you're listening to this episode right this very second, right? You're listening to it live. It's a Monday. You're listening to this as it's first dropped. What has became available recently, and it could be already out of stock.
and it's only going to be available how many times? 10?
We got 10 of them made.
We get 10. There's
10
10.
of the ones that he's sitting on.
Now, if anybody has listened from the start of this, and they listened to the very first season, and they heard Vyper Industrial on the first time, they heard mention of what? What they heard mention of?
They heard mention of a particular color choice that we used back in the early years of the Roadster Shop. We were doing trade shows, good guy shows, SEMA shows. We had our chassis all painted a particular color.
Pivotal in the growth of the company.
Yeah. Well, it happened to be
Make it or break it.
It happened to be a great color. We were doing 30s and 40s chassis. These things were all like slicked out, body worked, painted, clear coated, sanded, buffed, and they were all this beautiful metallic kind of charcoal color. And the thing that we realized is that at every single trade show that we went to, the most prominent question that came up was not, hey, what does that chassis fit? Or what's the wheelbase? Or can I get that with the rails stepped? It was, what color is that chassis? Because that's the color I want to paint my car. So after hearing that question over and over again, and you're sitting at trade show after trade show after trade show, you realize, like, all right, we got to have some fun with this. So we decided to name the color. And the color, we named it Lexington Steel Gray. And this went on for probably...
After your favorite actress.
After our favorite actor. Yeah. Lexington Steel.
Look him up. Look his IMDb.
I'll tell you what. Turn the safe search off on Google, and then Google Lexington Steel, and just go to images.
So, without further ado, we are here to announce the worldwide launch, right? Limited edition launch of the Vyper chair Lexington steel, right? It's the Lexington steel.
And this takes us.
I've been sitting on it.
This takes us back to the roots, man. The Roadster Shop roots, and these are limited edition. And here it is.
And the leopard print too. We got to touch on the leopard print.
Cheetah print.
No, it's leopard.
Oh, is it leopard?
That is leopard print.
Ooh,
Oh
soft.
man, beautifully
It's
soft.
like a suede. It's like a soft little suede. Almost.
We've got like a textured, almost like a wrinkle finish on the ring here,
Yep.
Foot rail,
and
yep.
a beautiful satin charcoal that is very commemorative of the Lexington steel gray and a more
back
modern
memories.
satin finish.
Yeah.
So one unique thing about it too is we've never done this on other limited editions. Is on the badge we are actually hand engraving what number out of 10 it is.
So this is a legit.
This is
item.
1 of 12. Yeah, we're only gonna do. Well, we're only gonna
We get
sell
one,
10.
you
You
get
get one.
one.
We get one, and
And
10 to the
there's-
public.
yeah.
So each one will have what number out of 12 that it is. 1 is you guys, 2 for us, and then 10 for the consumers.
That's a badass shared.
It's an amazing
You
chair.
should have heard the powder coat company when we asked, "Hey, we want Lexington steel gray."
Did they know what it was? It's not.
Like,
Like-
oh yeah.
They were like, oh, like the
I
Roadster
just
Shop,
know,
like the Roadster Shop
No, I'm
chassis.
like, or like we never heard of it. I'm like, just Google it once. Oh, we know exactly what you're talking
But dude,
about.
seriously, this goes back to the early days of the Roadster Shop and all of us on the fucking road. This was like Lexington steel was the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it went on for. It had a good run.
I think you need to send Chad one of these.
I would love to
Chad
see
from PPG.
No, well, Chad Glass.
Chad.
Chad.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
he
saying,
was.
That's where it came like back on us, as we would tell everybody this, and they'd go over to the PPG trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Look for Lexington
And they'd
steel.
ask. So finally, you remember Chad from PPG?
Yes.
He'd come over and
Yeah.
goes, "What is this Lexington steel gray that
That's
everybody's
hilarious.
asking us about?"
That's great.
But dude, back in this era, Chad had a fucking tongue ring. A lot of people don't know that
Whoa.
about Chad.
And baggy jeans.
Oh,
Or white
no,
jeans.
wicked baggy jeans.
You're
dude.
giving me shit about a Prince Albert and he had a fucking tongue ring?
Like a barbell through it.
Did he?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, dude, nobody knows, but it would just, and it caught me off guard one day.
Everybody knows now.
You're putting him on fucking blast right here. Holy shit.
I don't know when he took it out. It had to be like,
Time to
Feel
get
the
married.
difference?
oh, well, it probably helped like solidify the marriage.
I got you.
And then he probably took it
Yeah,
off.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
So the greatest thing about this too is that not only are we doing 10 of 10, but during this time also we're doing our car giveaway. So we're on this Friday, obviously not when this launches, but
Saturday.
we're giving away a Porsche GT4.
You're really giving that thing away?
Yeah.
I thought that was just bullshit.
No, it's
No, for
real.
real.
So we're giving away a 2021 Porsche GT4 Cayman 718.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it should be on
Where's
there.
the- yeah, where's that
I
at?
don't think
I
we
saw
posted on our. If you go on mine,
We
it's
didn't
on
post it
mine.
yet because it's not.
But,
Did you jump that too?
We did not jump that. No, but
we can't wrek it. We gotta.
we went to
gotta give it away.
Animal Z's and we tracked it, but we're giving that thing away, and every dollar spent on Vyper Industrial will get you one entry into the giveaway.
Oh, dang.
Dude.
Is that
And
Viper Green?
That's my fucking
It's
color.
Python
Python
green.
green. Yeah, Python green.
That's a good looking car.
Python green, gold wheels.
What do you got to do to
Beautiful.
give it away? I know you just said it, but what for me though? What do I got to do?
So every
For the high
dollar
IQ.
spent
You gotta pass that. Q
every
test.
dollar spent on VyperIndustrial.com gets you an entry into this, and I think at this point too, we will, with the limited edition, we're doing 10x points, 10x or 20x. Don't quote me on that. So every dollar you spend, you get 20x entries or 10x entries.
Damn.
And yeah, we're legit giving that thing away. So June 22nd is
No,
the end date of
that's-
it, and
It's been a while since we fucked with anybody online. Let's see. Fab guy Ryan says you can roll it down to spring green now.
Oh,
if you like.
that's the rings.
that's
fabric.
yeah,
there,
yeah.
Hey, you think
Oh,
you're
yeah,
gonna
fuck-
fucking fit, big man?
Fuck with him, tough guy. You and your big fucking muscles.
Yeah.
This is Josh's favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like drunk
troll
dialing,
people.
but, yeah.
He spelled could wrong. He's an intimidating guy.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking big dude. He's run security and shit like that. But this is the internet though. You can say whatever fucking you want to on the internet.
Yeah, you have to back it up.
Yeah, he has no idea who said it. He could be you.
Oil
you
Whiskey
got to make sure
Podcast.
respond back saying that it wasn't you that was hitting that posted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't Josh.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be giving this away, and plus we're doing 10 of these, but we also have the limited edition that we're actually doing with you guys with the Roadster Shop,
Yeah.
which will be a higher volume. So we got Robust Steel Max this version, Elevated Steel Max, and a Low Pro. that will be launched
seed,
on top of this.
Lexington steel gray powder coat.
Yeah.
The Low Pro? What?
Low Pro is like a detailing tool.
Gotcha. Yeah.
More of like a creeper style.
Don't forget, it's the car plus 10K.
Yeah, and 10 grand cash.
What?
Yeah. Car plus.
What's
worry,
the dates it runs through?
April 11th.
April
to
11th to June 22nd. So this Friday, but obviously it'll be live now.
And we have a whole new merch line dropping along with it. So
This is going live on May 5th. If you're listening right now, today is May 5th.
Go
It's
and
like
purchase.
traveling in the future. Right now is May 5th, but it's not. So where do you go? Vyper?
Yep. Go online.
What is it? What's the actual website? But you just
VyperIndustrial.com.
Vyper Industrial?
Vyper with the Y.
because
VYPER.
you know why? Because you're the middle. You're the customer.
That's all right.
You're the most important part of our business.
We did a Y.
You're right
'cause
there in the
it's
middle.
You.
Yeah, it's a why because of you.
Sounded good. Hour and a half ago.
It's fucking still
trademarked
awesome.
by Josh.
Still fucking awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting stuff happening, but yeah, this could be sitting in your garage.
Dude, what a fucking
Dude, it's fun. So we took it to Adam LZ's compound.
You been there?
Yeah, it's amazing.
He just said,
It's-
look at that.
Adam
So,
LZ
yeah.
is like he's a badass.
It's race car heaven.
I've been
Race car
Guys
heaven.
don't-
so during COVID, right? We had a little more downtime, so that's when I started following him, and like he had just purchased the property right there in the middle. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this guy
Dude,
gonna
he's-
do?
pe-
That's the
everyone-
fucking dream.
So everyone
Yes.
thinks
The
that,
dream.
He literally has a racetrack that
one
goes
thing
around
that-
his house.
Yes.
One thing that everyone thinks is like Adam gets put in this like YouTuber category, you know? Adam is doing way more than being a YouTuber influencer. He is running an operation. He's
Yes.
got 40 some people there, you know?
Really?
He's got businesses on businesses that he's selling product and running this big behemoth of a company.
So we had,
it's more than a YouTuber.
Dude from the garage deal that was on here.
Obsessed Garage.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
Matt's big
he did Adam LZ's house rebuilt on the house.
This compound's insane. He's got a track set up. He does whatever he wants. He took his first time drifting. I don't know if you guys
Watch
ever
the
went
video.
drifting.
You got to watch the video and watch his face,
Dude.
I mean,
Where's it at?
Did you fill the helmet?
Go on Vyper Industrial.
oh my god, it was
Dude, holy fuck. I got a new level of respect for these guys. Go down a little bit.
Well, those
right there.
drift dudes,
right
they
there.
can fucking
This one?
No, to the right.
2 over.
Right there.
Yeah, dude, they're nuts.
It's funny what he has.
And he
to.
like doesn't even react. Hey, he's like, yeah, it's nothing, dude.
I want to know how many first timers we got in this car.
The transition is great.
That worked out real good.
No, but I got a whole new level of respect for these guys. These drifting guys are
Oh, they can
insane.
drive, man.
Dude, it's insane. He's going through corners you wouldn't even think a car could fit through there. He's going through sideways. But that's one thing I like. Adam LZ, he's got a business and he's young too. I think he's 28, 27.
for him.
Yeah, he's not a YouTuber. The dude's got a bigger business than a lot of people. It's insane. I got a lot of respect for him.
Fellas, it's been fucking awesome. Been a great. What's the fastest sellout on a limited drop?
Ooh, it was probably just this past weekend on the Venom, right?
Total sellout.
Yeah.
Sublime for sure. Lime green sold out in like I don't know 2 hours,
No shit.
2 or 3 hours.
All right. Well,
But like some
We'll
of
see
them
what
will
this
sell.
one
We
sells
do
out.
three different ones. Like
this could take like 2 or 3 weeks.
The leopard
But we're
print.
gonna
The
sell it
leopard
out.
print is
I
gonna
bet the
sell
leopard print
quick.
will sell
It's
it.
If the
like
leopard print doesn't sell out like immediately, I'm just giving
You're
up.
done?
I'm giving up on the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hang it up.
If the leopard print doesn't sell out in a total of 3 hours, will you wear baggy jeans and baggy jeans only for a month?
Never.
How about this?
Not
How about
worth
this?
it.
How about this? If the limited edition sells out within 10 minutes, just the 10, would you wear baggy jeans for one day at SEMA?
Yeah. Yeah. I wear some white. I wear like some Jinkos.
Some Jinkos?
All right.
Fucking bring it back.
10 minutes?
Okay, so
10 chairs in 10
if,
minutes?
If the Lexington steel with the leopard print sells out in 10 minutes, 10 chairs in 10 minutes, you one day will wear baggy pants
Yes.
at SEMA.
100%. Like wide leg.
Like
yes.
Jen goes,
Yes.
Yes.
10 minutes. We will.
I'm buying them all.
And John said, John said 9 a.m. Central Time. I don't even know what day it would be.
the 5th.
The
May
5th.
May 5th.
All right, May 5th.
If you're listening to this, it's coming up because this goes.
I'm excited out.
This usually goes out around like 7 or 8 Central, so you've got some time to
Cool.
prepare. So
Yeah, 1
10
hour.
chairs,
10 chairs,
10 minutes.
And we're an old school
Baggy
Jinkos.
jeans.
Yes.
Old school
Yes.
Jenkos.
For the whole week of SEMA.
No, for the whole day.
Yeah.
No, I think
one
we
day.
said the whole week.
One day
should
at
go there.
SEMA.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Do you think there's like a secondary market I could resell them after I buy them all?
You probably could. We'll figure $50
we'll
more or
figure
something. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Yeah, don't worry.
Fellas, it's been absolutely fucking amazing. I absolutely love you guys. I love your family. We love the brand.
Thank you.
It's honestly, if you're a fucking hot rod shop out there, we're gonna go. How far are we gonna go? We talked about building your brand. We talked about building your name, coming up with your logo, building your brand identity. At this point, like everybody's got the gunny wheels, you know, they got the chat. You got a Roadster Shop chassis. You got a couple of chassis in the shop. That's kind of like you got to check the list off. If you ain't got no Vyper chairs in the shop, like, are you really a hot rod shop?
My man.
Like,
I would agree with that, man. I would agree. And I would also say that, like, you know, we've done the on the gas segment over and over again. And, you know,
this is the epitome.
Well, yeah, I struggle with it because, like, dude, there's nobody that I can think of that's just on the fucking absolutely like 2 feet mashed on the accelerator than you guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything.
Are
We
we
like
gonna-
doing cool shit with cool people, and you guys are one of them.
Talk about some of the new stuff you guys brought over downstairs, or is that
Yeah.
going to be like a release a little bit later on?
Yeah, we can.
Is it
we can
R&D
definitely-
test phase
Definitely
first?
talk about it. Yeah, we got wheel dollies and car dollies coming up. We've premiered them at Barrett Jackson. I think we had them at where else?
Soft launch.
PRI.
Soft
Soft
launch.
launch. We're just kind of getting some feedback. But now we're actually got handed off to marketing, so marketing's taking it now. We're setting a launch date for it. These things will be pivotal in the industry also. So I think you guys are gonna love them. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, they're designed around car builders, right? So they're bolt-on wheel dollies that you can bolt right onto the hub, move the car around, spin the car 360. You have access underneath it, and we have a wheel dolly version where you can jack the car up, slide it underneath the wheel. Same thing, spin the car around, move it wherever you need to. Frees up a lift.
I got a feeling that you're not going to be able to buy those 10 chairs for him to wear Jinkos because we're going to be buying 10 sets of wheel dollies for the chassis assembly shop, right? Because we're going to need those.
You guys know somebody at Vyper, so I think
We
can
do.
help you
We
guys
do.
out.
Josh can't get the OD green chair that he's been dying for, so I don't know how good our connection
I'm
is.
gonna get the OD green chair. Don't worry about that. The dollies are fucking awesome.
Great products, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thank you.
It's Roadster Shop's gonna have some social media of the wheel dollies and the coming up,
Appreciate you guys for everything.
dude.
It's been awesome.
likewise, man.
Absolutely, like
Dude,
we're
and
too fucking close, and you guys are too fucking good for us not to do this shit more often.
Yeah,
honestly.
and I love that when we always talk about Roadster Shop, it's like, yeah, it's in Chicago. I love how far away you are from Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not Chicago.
Oh, my
Like,
goodness.
we're
No.
more
Yeah.
Wisconsin than we are Chicago.
No, I love it. It's like Wisconsin border's right there. You guys are like whatever, 30 minutes away. It's like, man, I can deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't like Illinois, but I like it when we're here.
Yeah, what's the deal with before we part? Wisconsin people do not like Illinois.
Yeah, it's
folks.
just I don't know.
It's because they all come to fucking Wisconsin summertime.
That's
Yeah.
why the fucking
Get
Illinois
outta here.
right?
Clog up our
They go-
highways, dude.
They go up
Fibs.
there and they get
The
all
fibs,
they,
yeah.
they buy up all the lakefront homes.
it's just
and
states, man.
All right,
it's just
so
states.
I'm just-
Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia are
I'm
the
gonna,
same way.
I'm going to characterize a little bit here, but the people that come up to Wisconsin from Illinois are, I would have to say, probably similar people to the guy you experienced in the airport.
Fucking
on the
cocksuckers.
plane.
Cocksuckers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Have you heard? Have you
You
heard
said
the
the-
term fish tabs?
I haven't. No,
I've
it's-
not heard
When
that.
my neighbor brought this up, they call everybody fish tabs. It's fucking Illinois shitheads towing a boat.
Yeah, that's deep. That's a deep hole.
fits.
Or camper, and
That
they don't know
fits.
how to tow.
I
It's
can
like,
see, dude. I can
trying to
see. Like,
understand
I
it.
mean, I honestly, I get it because when you go to like the prominent lakes there, you see it's very apparent.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It is.
You know, but it is what it is.
But
No, some of the best videos.
Boat ramps.
The boat
Oh,
ramp
yeah.
videos. I am still to this day.
what's that Instagram page?
Wavy
we'll give him a
boats,
shout
or-
out. The qualified captain.
Qualified captain.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
come up here. He's come up on here a bunch of
But
times.
dude, the qualified they live primarily in like Miami area.
But that's a different.
This is a completely different animal. They've never seen anything like this. They've never seen like just fucking sea-doos come out of the back of an SUV in Waukegan.
I was there when we launched the cigarette and stuff before.
Yeah.
I've seen
It is
it's
fucking
20 minutes of two Sea-Doos with a Tahoe.
the people getting out and dragging the trailer out.
Yeah.
And the yelling, the husband and wife's bitching at each other.
Oh, yeah.
About backing the trailer
Dude,
up, pulling the boat up.
It's next level because at least like Miami, okay, it's year-round boating. Here, you've
2
got
month boat season.
3 months.
only 2. So 3/4 of the year you're
You've
out
done
of
it 3 times.
You're out of practice,
You've done it
and you
3
already
times.
don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then when you put that little Sea-Doo trailer on the back of your SUV, you can't see the motherfucker.
No.
Yeah.
That thing
So-
pivots quick.
If you got a minivan and a dual Sea-Doo trailer, sit
As
down.
soon as
you're
you-
in, you're in for a
out.
show.
As
You're
soon
in
as
for
you
a
look
show.
to the mirror, it's too late. As soon as you go to the mirror, it's too late.
Dude, if the qualified captain or Wavy Boats knew what the fuck was up, they would come to the
There's
Midwest.
another Miami boat ramps. Another
That's a good one.
one.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just
That's-
a dude.
Yeah.
They've got like a super telephoto.
That's
lens.
across from
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
And they're just watching people on the boat.
That's
ramp.
great.
Yeah.
That's
Love that
usually not
content.
putting in though. It's usually like
It's just getting to the dock.
it's getting to the dock. Oh, guys, it's been absolutely a fucking blast. Lexington Steels, they've got it. If by this time they should be already gone.
It ought to be.
If you're listening right now,
You might be
they
too
should
late.
already be gone. Yeah, we're 2 hours and just having to carry the one and the thing. Yeah, you're 39 minutes past the time that they've launched.
Ish,
So
yep.
yeah, you fucking already missed out.
Sorry.
You're wearing baggy Jinkos,
10 minutes.
old school jacket
And
Jinkos.
we can see to this second when they purchased you.
Yeah,
And you can manipulate that number too if need be.
You bet we can.
It's not even
and
that bad.
eyeliner.
Whoa. Fucking weird.
Yeah, we're gonna put a little. We're gonna put a kicker. Yeah, I want to see bracelets and eyeliner.
If you
keeps
want
adding
like,
to it.
all right.
Are we going to a
take
Fall Out Boy
Take it
concert
up
too?
to 100.
Okay.
And I'll do eyeliner and paint my fucking nails black like a full blown emo fucking dude. Jinkos.
And what has to happen?
100.
110
fucking
minutes?
shares.
10 minutes?
Oh,
Yeah.
but there's only 10 available.
Yeah, there could be
Therein
more.
lies
They
the
could
problem.
Okay,
be more.
there could be more. So 90 back orders, and you go full emo.
Full emo.
Guys, it's been fucking awesome.
Thank you guys. This was great.
Thanks, fellas.
VyperIndustrial.com,
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Lexington Steel, and if this goes well, this could be a thing. This could be a Roadster Shop oil and whiskey Vyper Industrial Limited Edition drop.
Love it.
I think we're all creative. We could come up with some cool fucking ideas.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be other porn stars we can name the chairs after.
100%.
Dude, I'm just thinking like maybe a TSA pre-check version.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
The-
The fucking cocksucker version.
what's the
CS version.
back in the day import days? Tila,
The tequila?
Tila tequila edition. We'll see you again next week.
See you guys. Thanks.